You chew. Okay, that's true. You can chew on that. Test to make sure everything's up and running. Okay, we should be up and running. And we should also be up and running over here as well. Hello everyone out there in the magical land. We are going to be getting started in a hot second. I'm just trying to get some things ready before we go too crazy. Got my dog in the background acting like a wild man. Hello, Doug. Hello and welcome. Buddy, I love you, but you're acting like a crazy boy. But yeah, we're gonna be getting started in a moment. Don't really have any announcements. Nope, not gonna be playing League of Legends. Actually, I've never played League of Legends. Fun fact. Never really planned to. Alright. So, we're going to be getting started. We're going to be playing KAIZO IRONMON. We're going to be continuing our firered playthrough. We are currently on run 23. Let me just pull us over. There we go. All right, my controller. I keep forgetting I have my controller now. Got my controller. Have you watched Naruto? Yes. So, since we've done this like a handful of times, we're on run 23 out of God knows how many more. I'm just going to speed through the obvious intro because people who don't know, KAIZO IRONMON is pretty self-explanatory. It's an IRONMON challenge. You only get one Pokemon with the KAIZOMON rule set, which is, well, technically this is Super KAIZOMON, so all the trainers have slightly higher levels, all moves are randomized, abilities are randomized. I think the only thing not randomized is typing, which thank God. And yeah, that's about it. So we're gonna be naming the rival my dog because he just has to be my enemy today. He just wants to be my enemy, everybody. It's okay. Yeah, you could be my enemy, little buddy. Give me 1 second, guys. I do want to take a look at something out of just curiosity. Audio mixers, beep beep, ba-doop. Hands, effects, makeup. I was trying to see. I'm looking on one of the programs. I'm just trying to see real quick if there's a way to change titles. This part of me is kind of wondering if I should change the title of the stream. It's not the end of the world if I don't. I just wanted to see real quick. We can get into it. So let's grab our item. Ooh, a timer ball. I didn't even know timer balls were in this generation. I don't know why. I thought timer balls was a Gen 4 Pokeball. Wait, are they a Gen 4 Pokeball? I don't know. We're gonna speed up this because I don't feel like dealing with Oak. We've done this song and dance like 23 times already. If you guys don't know the intro to Fire Red, Leaf Green, this is not the stream you're gonna find it. So the random starter picker machine thing decided to pick the left Pokeball, so that means our rival will get the center, nobody gets the right. Wait, I gotta fix that. I gotta redo this. Hold on everyone, I'm sorry. I gotta restart this because this was our last run before we ended the stream last night. Thankfully it doesn't take long to fix it, thanks to the wonderful magical program I have that automatically runs it straight through the randomizer function. I personally think this is actually a really cool program. It essentially has the settings saved, and when you go into the little red square that y'all are seeing me look at, it'll allow me to reset and re-randomize it to a new run. So this is actually run 24, because I forgot at the very end we set up a little run. We set it up where we could go and do one last run. And if I recall correctly, we got that shit Shedinja and then we lost in like 10 minutes. Because outside of the place was a... I don't remember what it was, but it had Fire Blast. And I was just like, well, shoot. Okay, so it's still making me pick the left, but it should be re-randomized. So nobody gets Clamperl. That's fair. Our rival gets Beedrill. That's pretty cool. Beedrill's pretty useful. This is Generation 3. And I get... I can't be mad, but I am a little mad. Because Jump Pluff is... It can be power. What am I gonna call you? I think I normally call my Jump Puff Squeep. Because that's just a noise I imagine a Jump Pluff would make. It's squeak. Alright, well let's check them out before we go running and dying. So, it's a Rash Nature with Rock Tomb, Poison Tail, Thrash, and Bite. Okay. It's got Magma Armor, nice and useless. And it's holding a Metal Coat. I'll take that Metal Coat in case we run into something, but if I can make it through this, I will probably swap it out. Thank you for the likes, people. Thank you for the like swarm. I don't know what it's properly called, but I'm calling it a like swarm. Oh, you picked up Clamperl. I got it messed up. Oh, well then I have the advantage. I'm dumb. I keep doing that. That's not the first time I've done that. That's like the third or fourth time where I've gone and I'm like, oh, it's this one, and then it's not. And you've got Wing Attack. And you crit. Well, no, you didn't even crit. You just completely eviscerated me in that 2 seconds. Damn, okay. Clamperl really out here throwing hands like that. But I guess to be fair, Clamperl is Clamperl's got pretty good attack. If I remember right, I think it has better attack than... Hey Google. Okay Google. What's the base attack for the Pokemon Clamperl? I think it's like 100. Purple's base attack is 64. Oh, then I have no idea how the heck they did that. Yeah, this is Biggie. Yeah, it's you, bud. You my rival. I'm gonna try to kick your butt. That's okay. I'm a little mad at you. You tore up something important to us. Hey, yo, welcome, Rye. Welcome to the stream. Rye Sjorg? I'm not really sure how to say it. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. Happy. Alright, so this is run 25. This is the Pikachu run. We got this. Even though I don't like Pikachu like that. We had a huge argument with people a while back because of that. So that means this is going to be the rival starter. This is my starter. Nobody gets Gloom. Nobody gets Gloom. Gloom is not allowed. Our rival, on the other hand, gets Meowth. That's right. He gets Meowth. And I get Sentret. At least it's a fair fight. I guess. We'll see what happens, but I'm just gonna hope it's a fair fight. Fingers crossed we have a good time. What you got, Sentret? You've got your adamant nature. Hold up. Okay. You ringing something. Magma armor again. Still kind of bleh. Sentret is cute. Sentret is very cute. It's just a matter of, is it gonna get me all the way to the Elite Four by itself? Is the question. Hydro Cannon, Payday, Meteor Mash, and Slam. Damn, it's got some heat behind it. Better watch out, this thing is packing. What's it packing? Apparently a fire hose, a meteor, some coin, some cash. Packing everything. I think we could do it though. As long as the... Is that Focus Punch? Homeboy out here with Focus Punch. Yes, indeed. You know what? Give me some money. Why? Why? Bruh. Well, so much for the Pikachu run. That's okay. You know what? That's okay. That's fine. It's the Raichu run. Raichu's better anyway. We're gonna run out of Pokemon before this is over with. We're gonna be all the way at the Jirachi run by the time we get to the end of this. Hell, it might have to circle back around. Alright, let's try this again. Is me, Spook. Also, hello, welcome. I haven't actually properly introduced myself to all the people here. I'm Spook. Hi. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm a chill guy. I do chill things. Currently, we are fighting my dog as a rival. He is currently hanging out, chewing on his chew right underneath my desk. Has no idea that I'm secretly trying to fight him. Yeah, we got fresh water out here. Delicious. Got that nice that liquid death. Oh shit. I still love it. I genuinely like liquid death. Not even just as a water. It's a good water. Don't get me wrong, it tastes good. But the brand and the concept behind the brand is just really funny. It's taken into it's doing the whole edgy brand, but it's taking it and it's adding on an extra layer of just extra thick. Their slogan is literally murder your thirst, and all of their different little flavored waters have different fun themes. Like there's crap, I can't think of them off the top of my head. Let me see, I'm gonna look them up. Liquid Death flavors. There's Severed Lime, Killer Cola, Dr. Death, Cherry Obituary, Squeezed to Death, Root Beer Wrath, Mango Chainsaw, and Grapefruit. They're all just, beautiful. Okay, so if my math is right, rival, mine, nobody gets Beldum. The rival gets a pervert, and I get flower. I still have the type disadvantage, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. What am I gonna call you? This isn't how you spell it, but I'm putting my own spin on it. Raphtasia. Because that's not the actual flower they're modeled after. It's Raphaelia, I think. But you know what? I'm adding my own stank to it. Alright, let's see. Vileplume has Shed Skin. Cool. Adamant Nature. Meh. Barrier. Bulky. Frenzy Plant. Stab. That's nice. Skill Swap. Pretty cool. And Eruption. Because sometimes you just gotta erupt. Sometimes you just gotta blow up in people's faces. It's the only way they learn. And we also have the TM for Leaf Blade, you say. What do you have? That's not for you. It's like living with a toddler. It really is. Because he can't help but get things he's not supposed to. Honestly, I'm gonna keep Leaf Blade just in case. Because Frenzy Plant's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. What the hell am I gonna do about this Hypno, you see? Because this Hypno just needs to whip out a Psychic and we screwed. But everything's randomized, so fingers crossed he doesn't whip out, I mean, heck. The, rude. Okay, very rude. I'm just gonna go for the stab. And I think this is special anyway, so this will... Shit. It was not enough. Meanwhile, I get... Why am I getting one shot? My god, I know it's like a 3-level difference, but my god. I'm getting one shot every run. The game's not playing no more. The best... Oh, by the way, I should say... the best run I've had so far, I swear to God, if you took that piece of plastic again... The best run we've actually had, funny enough, only got us to Mount Moon, which is kind of depressing. It was... I honestly really enjoyed it. We found a Snorlax with Dizzy Punch. And then along with the Dizzy Punch, we found a Silk Scarf. So we just had it had Dizzy Punch. What's this moveset? I'm trying to remember. It had Dizzy Punch, Fire Blast, Vital Throw, and I think the last move it had was a status move. I want to say it was Focus Energy, and I was like, oh hell yeah. And we just kind of slid through a lot of people with that, and I was very pleasantly surprised. Oh hey, Netball. Cool. So this is sadly kind of the inconvenience of if I don't have a good Pokemon, we kind of just have to hope RNG Jesus can be nice to me. Alright, we get the center. Okay, so normally if we get the center, it's usually something good. Like the last 2 times I've gotten the center, it was... What was it? It was the Oxus, and then the time before that, I think it was Regice. So fingers crossed. If it's the center though, I'm pretty sure he picks this, which is Absol, which is scary. No wait, if I pick this, he would have picked that. He picks this. Okay, that's somehow even worse. Bruh, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. You know what? I'm so done. Your name's done. I feel bad. This is about to become a murder. It's about to become a crime scene. This poor Centrad's about to get turned into a puddle. You've got water absorb, I see. Okay, okay. You also have a TM. What TM is that? Normally that TM is thunder, but in this run it's mimicry. Okay. Do you need help, bud? Look, I got you. Also, I see you with that sheer cold though. That sheer cold could do some shenanigans. Not against this specifically because he's a higher level. We learned that a while back that Oko moves don't work on higher levels. So this is either going to be amazing or horrifying. Alright, pedal dance, double edge. Yep, that's it. That could have been a really funny run. RNGesus is just giving me the middle finger today. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Because every single run has been, oh yeah, it could be a fair fight, but your rival has the advantage. And then on top of that, can just Okos you with no issue. With -1 problems. Just immediate. Gone. Biggie is just beating my ass. And to be fair, I was upset with him earlier today, so this is him getting his revenge on me. Also, thank you for the share, by the way. I forgot to say that earlier. Shares are always not. They're so. This is convenient. I will take this. Shares are always nice, and thank you so much for the follow. There we go. All right, let's speed this up because I don't feel like listening and doing all this chat, these shenanigans. All right, so me, him, yeah, me, him, nobody. Nobody gets Poliwhirl. He gets a Vibrava. That's cool. I'm kind of mad. I'll give it a go. Why not? Chansey could. Let's do it. Chansey, why not? Let's do it. I'm gonna call you. I'll call you Easy. Short for over easy. I just hope to God this Vibrava does not have Dragon Rage. I'm gonna be very upset. You got Water Absorb. Okay. Your Naughty Nature. I like that I called you Easy. You've got Mist Ball, Iron Tail, and Constrict and Yawn with a max elixir. Okay, bet. Let's do it. Here, eat this. That way we have a little bit more of an advantage. I mean, you've got Mist Ball and you've got Iron Tail and Constrict, so you've got options, and we can also use Yawn turn 1 if desperate. So let's see. Fingers crossed we get a good time here. You got this, Easy. I believe in you. But it's got Heat Wave. Okay. You're bulky. You're a tank. You are not a tank. Jesus Christ. What is going on? Why am I getting bodied so hard? I don't understand. Literally everything I bring, everything I get gets one-shotted. That's very strange. Because we've done really good before. We didn't have no issues. Last time it was would you rather fight 100 turtles or a kangaroo? What kind of turtle? Because I'm not gonna lie, a kangaroo can mess you up. They are jacked with a capital J. Snappy turtles? Oh, that's a tough one. I would think small turtles. Oh, so they're small snapping turtles? I think I'd take the snappy turtles. I feel like it wouldn't be it's not a horrible. If you like Pokemon, do you do much? You should try Bakugan Brawlers. They have a game. Oh, I actually played that. I played the Bakugan. I played the Bakugan game back when it was on the 3DS. Fair enough. You're in a sub for the ridiculous question. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for the sub. I remember that though. That's like I thought it was pretty good. I actually miss Bakugan. Bakugan used to be one of those fun ones where it's like it's not Pokemon, but it's Pokemon and G. It's one of those Saturday morning kid cartoons that you watch. That's like, go buy the toys, kids. Anyway, they want me to pick the left one, so that means he would get the right. Oh, that's mean. He's gonna get Snorlax. Nobody gets Arbok. But I get a Suicune. Okay. Oh, okay. They were so underrated. They were really fun. My personal favorite was I had the evolved form of the wind one. That was like the giant bird with the multiple wings, and it was a water one, or what was it called properly? Aquos. It was an Aquos that had 660 power, and then I had a card that doubled the power even higher to like 12 something, and I was like, oh my god, and I beat everybody at school, and I was like, I'm the cool guy. And then nobody wanted to play with me, and I was like, oh. Moan. Yep, I was right. So he gets a Snorlax. That's actually a little bit of a threat. I'm not gonna lie, that's a bulky Pokemon right there. Although they were just salty, you were too cool for them. Mood. What I got? Ooh, you got Serene Grace. Ooh, you've got Water Spout. And a Heart Scale. The most useful of all items. Sweet Coon. I was about to say something really inappropriate. Hi, Biggie. Hey, buddy. You got your mama's favorite Pokemon. Yeah, you got your mama's... No. Really? Really? Okay. I'll be right back, everyone. I have to go put my dog in time. Come on, you're going in time out. Alright, I'm back, everyone. I apologize about that. Your dog is so cute. Well, thank you. He had a little bit of an accident. He gets too excited and then he ends up peeing. And that normally wouldn't be a huge issue, except this office. Thankfully, he didn't do it on the carpet. I'll have to clean that up in a little bit, in a little while. Alright. I'm just gonna go straight for the water spout and see what happens. That's the dog's property now. It's not our property and it's not his. We rent. I don't like that. I don't like how Silverwind did more damage than Water Spout. And Water Spout's gonna keep doing less and less damage. Oh damn, Charm doesn't have priority in this generate. Yeah, that's it. God damn it, even when I have a decent, I get an amazing Pokemon, I just get bodied by shenanigans. Because Bug is physical. Even when I get a good Pokemon, I get bodied by shenanigans. I don't... I'm starting to get kind of I'm a little annoyed. Had a whole ass Suicune, and it's like, nah, Snorlax with Silverwind just completely wrecks you for no reason. Have fun. I guess it's my own fault. I should have just said screw it and just started spamming Charm, but that's just not. Didn't think I'd have to. It's fine. It's fine. It wouldn't be a problem, but I'm not allowed to heal during battles. I've learned that recently. With the Super Kaizomon's rules state you're not allowed to heal during a battle, and that's just kind of inconvenient. Because I think we had a fresh water, so I could have slapped the fresh water on him, but. All right, so I get middle, he gets left. He gets a Charmeleon. Damn. Nobody gets Shedinja. I get Raticate. Yo! Very inconvenient. Yeah, but that's the point. It's supposed to be difficult. It's supposed to be one of the hardest... It's supposed to be one of the hardest challenges to do. It's like doing a World of Warcraft playthrough without healing. I mean, not healing, without doing combat stuff. You've got... Okay, hold up. Wait a minute, time out. We've got Eradicate here with color change, with Constrict, Spike Cannon, Flame Wheel, and Heat Wave. Rocking a TM. What TM is that? That's TM45, but what is it right now? Hyperfang, can you learn this? Do I want to give you Hyperfang? Over... You know what? Yeah, I'll give you Hyperfang over Constrict. Because I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to play out. Because Eradicate's not... Wow, I apparently have it's a 4-star Pokemon, apparently. For some reason. So I think that star system in the red square tells me how reliable the Pokemon is. Yeah, we got the flinch. Go for it again. Let's see if we can flinch again. Fire Punch. Oh no. I can't even be truly upset because that's just how the game works. Oh, God damn it. Every Pokemon I have is like a wet paper bag. Nothing can every time. I would have rage quit it by now. It's tempting. It is very tempting, but I'm not gonna do that. I've got to prove that I am stubborn. I am too stubborn to quit. By which I mean, if I give up now, people will laugh at me. And I can't have that. Only I can laugh at me. Or my wife. Or I guess her child. But semantics. Anyway, I get right, so he would get middle. Good, nobody gets the pervert. It's a bell, okay. I get. This is the third Sentret I've gotten in this session alone. I think the game is trying to tell me something. This is the third one I've gotten. I think the game is genuinely trying to be like, yo, look, I'm telling you, man, Sentret has got this. Okay, it's a gentle nature. It's got Oblivious, Refresh, Meditate, Shockwave, and Heal Bell. Cool. With a repeat ball. Hope to God Sentret, hope to God the Chimecho doesn't have Volt Absorb. Got Sludge Bomb. About to get one shot. Is something broken in the settings? Let me see something. Lead Pokemon faints. Iron Man tracker. Using Super KAIZO rules. Oh, ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm just getting the worst luck I think I've ever gotten in this video game, which is wild. Thank you for the follows, by the way. I forgot, I said it earlier, but I'll say it again. Thank you so much for the follows, the subs, whatever you want to throw out. Maybe I need to stop naming you after my dog. Tell you what, we're gonna try something a little different. I'm gonna name you after our cat. I'm gonna name you Bruce. See if that maybe changes the difficulty. Sentret's gonna be there. Yo, if Sentret's there again, I give up. I'm gonna be real. If we get Sentret again for the fourth time, Shell Bell. Okay. Shell Bell could be useful. Shell Bell could be pretty useful. It's been helping me out in Scarlet and Violet. Pick the middle Pokemon. Okay, okay. So that means he gets the left. Nobody gets Flygon, thank God. He gets a Remoraid. I'm fine with that. I get. Nobody gets Flygon. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. Nobody gets Flygon. That's all that matters. I at least have a chance. It's not completely one-sided. You've got... Ooh! You've got an Amulet Coin with Guts. And your moveset is Shadow Ball, Silver Wind, Teleporting, and Amnesia. Which are all physical moves in this generation. Okay. Okay, I'll take it. Could be a lot worse, I guess, at the end of the day. We'll see what happens. I swear to God, if this Remoraid has one-shots me, though, this is kind of a fair fight. It shouldn't be able to one-shot me, that's all I'm saying. Oh, cool, I outspeed. But I do no damage. I did no damage just now, Jesus. Let's try Silver Wind. That's even worse, I'm gonna be honest. Oh cool, it's got Yawn. Shadow Ball. Does it not have an attacking move? I think the world has finally smiled upon me. I don't think it has an attacking move. I think all it could do is yawn. Oh, no, there it is. You know what? You know what? I can't be mad about that one. I genuinely can't. That one actually got me to laugh. Cause god fucking damn it. I just mean, god damn it. I don't get it. Cause you know what's stupid about that? Is flying resists flying. So because he got that crit, I genuinely think I would have lived at least one more. I don't. I'm losing my mind, everybody. It's the definition of insanity. I keep doing it over and over, expecting a different result. The problem is, though, these results are ass. Oh, cool, a nugget. This is gonna be super useful when I die for the 80th time. Oh, jeez. Alright. Insanity over. I'm good. Oh, cool, the middle Pokemon again. I'm sure this will not be some... I hope it's something interesting, at least. So he gets... Damn, I like Kabutops, too. Nobody gets for Brava, thank God. And I get... That's 2 out of 3 dogs. Am I about to get Raikou out here somewhere? I'm gonna call you. Calling you Chimney. Yeah, I know. A fire type versus Kabutops. Heaven help me, I hope I have a grass type move. Come on. Got a water type move. It's a modest nature. That's a really good nature for it. It's got runaway, which doesn't really do me much good. It's got defense curl, nightshade, mist ball, and bubble beam. Might be able to do something. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible. We'll see what happens. Fingers crossed. Swear to God, if this Kabutops just one-shots me, though, I give up. I'm gonna be upset. I outspeed. Come on, Kabutops' defenses aren't really all that good. Block. Okay. I think I would do more if I just did Nightshade. I'm gonna be honest. Weather Ball. Mist Ball. You literally cannot win. And I don't get it, because we were doing really good the last time, my last 2 or 3 sessions. My last 2 or 3 sessions, we were able to get past the rival relatively easily. Then all of a sudden, it's like, no, you don't get to get past the rival. I have faith, don't give up. Thank you. Thank you, Rye. That means a lot to hear. Insanity, not S-pop. We're not soda pop out here. My little soda pop, my little soda pop. We recently watched that movie, K-pop Demon Hunter. It's a good movie. I will say this, it's a good animated movie. I recommend it. Oh cool, a water stone. I hope I get something that evolves with a water stone. That'd be kind of funny. Like, because I think evolutions are randomized as well. So if I get some, like, let's say I get like Shelter or like a Poliwhirl. All right. By the way, my name is pronounced Reese. Oh, okay. My bad, Reese. All right. Nobody gets Ursa Ring. He'll get a Goldeen. Okay, I'll take Baby Bear. I will take Baby Bear. It's not my top pick, but I'll take Baby Bear. Much rather grab the good common mistake. I much rather grab the Ursa Ring, but you mean bakers can't be choosers. What you got? You got Hyper Cutter, so no drops in your attack. That's pretty cool. You've got Secret Power, Memento, Roar, and Hydro Pump. And you're holding a guard spec. Okay, I'll give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? Oh no, it's a Goldeen. Actually, what would Secret Power turn into in here? I think that turns in... Oh, Secret Power doesn't have a... Oh. Can we actually win this? We might actually win this. We win this. Holy shit, we actually won. We did it. We did it. Hooray. Now it's time to end the stream. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding everyone. But I do admit, Baby Bear is not... Well, you get Reversal. Could be useful, I guess. Get rid of Memento. Ain't nobody... I ain't trying to risk Memento, because that's just gonna make... That's just me killing myself. Uh-huh, yeah, we know you lost. Get wrecked, nerd. You're cooking, bruh. It's not perfect, but it's pretty decent. We'll see what happens. Oh, pick up my free potion. Gotta get your free samples. That's how you get banned from the Costco. Okay, so what's on this route? There's Smeargle. Smeargle. Just look at this. Oh, I can't use the same move twice in a row. Well, Hydro Pump then. Let's see. So it looks like... So this little red square at the bottom right there for our vertical people tells me a lot of useful information. For one, it tells me, yo, Baby Bear is cooking these Pokemon. Yeah, he's doing good so far. I'm not going to get my hopes too high up, because while I do admit Baby Bear can do some work, at the end of the day, it is also a Teddy Ursa, so I can't be too crazy. But it tells me a lot of useful information. Like, right next to where it says moves, that's going to be the next level up move it'll get. Let's see. Evolves at level 30. We've only seen one of the two Pokemon on this route. And the other one is just Ursa Ring. Okay. Just saying, that's not a terrible option. It's got quick attack. Okay. Tempted to do a trade up just to get bait, because it wouldn't be that big of a crazy thing. Because we are allowed to catch we're allowed to catch a Pokemon and swap out our main Pokemon. I just haven't decided to do that just yet. Okay, we're gonna just... Sorry everyone, I'm just skipping through the cutscene because God, we don't need to do that whole song and dance. Like I said before, this game is like I was playing this game when I was a little kid. If you don't know how Fire Red goes, then insane. Man, I was looking around my house and I found a wall. Were you not expecting to find a wall? That's the real question I gotta ask is, were you not expecting to find one, bud? My sense of humor is more dry than a sandstorm. Your sense of humor is drier than the mummies of Egypt. Excuse me, Mr. Bear. We're gonna go see Mrs. Bear. We're gonna go see what else is around here real quick, because there's a whole bunch of areas we can look at. Let's see. Maybe they got something crazy in this grass we could try and catch, like a Hariyama. That's honestly not too terrible. I do apologize for the speed up noise, but this is just to see what else is in the area. Feebass, okay. Can't really do much with Feebass. So there's Hariyama, Feebass, and there's one other Pokemon which is going to be the rare encounter. I don't... Oh! I'd like to see what your move pool is real quick before I go picking this. Mist Ball, okay. Game just loves that damn Mist Ball ability. Because a tanky Pokemon, it's only got one weakness, I think, which is fire. The problem is it looks like its move pool is probably not amazing. Damn, I didn't mean to do that, but that's fine. I can find another one probably. So that's the rare. I gotta go eat dinner, I'll be back. Okay. Actually, it reminds me, I have to go check on the... See if I can find another one. There we go. I'm just gonna go straight up for a Hydro Pump. It's got Hyper Voice. Okay. If I can catch it, that would be pretty good. 78% chance to catch. Got it. Okay. If I was a mosquito, I'd bite you. Nothing personal. That's just what they do. Thanks. I'm not gonna call you. T-nut. I meant to do chestnut, but there we go. And I don't even think that's how you spell it. Chlorophyll. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna box Baby Bear. That's my best joke. Because most times I just release the Pokemon. I'm gonna box the Pokemon this time, and Fortress is gonna be our new hotspot. Because you've got... Oh, it's got Wish. Hold up. It's got Wish, Thunder Wave, Mist Ball, Hyper Voice. Its next level up move is at 15, but it doesn't evolve again, so it's not a perfect Pokemon. It's not terrible, but it's not perfect. Hyper Voice is pretty nice to have. Mist Ball, while not amazing, isn't terrible. Because it's psychic, so... And the Hariyamas out here probably give good experience. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hang out for a minute. I'm gonna throw down with these Feebass and Hariyama. As tempting as it is, I don't think I'd be able to do anything to you. And that's all I'm gonna find. Yeah, that's what I thought. Having Wish and Thunderwave is a good combination, though. I'm not gonna lie. Wish and Thunderwave is a lot more useful than you would think. Especially in a run like this where you only have one Mon. Having abilities to heal and keep people from attacking is super useful. Can't say this is gonna get me super far, but it might get me to, like, I don't know, maybe get me to Brock with no issue. Nope. That is gonna be the only downside, is I gotta be a little bit smart about how I use Wish and when I use it. So see, your next level up move is until 15. I'm just trying to get you to like 14, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna go take on see, that's exactly the strategy I'm probably gonna use, is paralyze and then use Wish to get my health back if needed. Wait, I shouldn't be stupid. It's my wife.
Oh, Trina.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, Aggie. Oh, you just got up from a nap. Hello to you, Bruce. Hello, baby.
Oh, are you hungry, my love?
No.
No?
No, not since I had the other stuff.
Okay. Be careful right here. I did put a little water down to clean it up, but I don't think that...
That's okay.
I'm doing what's called an Ironmon challenge.
Your baby bear is cooking these Pokemons? What?
Oh, I could show you in a sec, because we had a Pokemon called Baby Bear.
Bruce. Is it a type of Pokemon called Baby Bear, or is that the name?
Its real name is Teddy Ursa, but it's a little baby bear.
Hi, Bruce. Hi.
Oh, so vocal. So happy to see you.
Hi.
He's like, Mom, he didn't give us food, he just gave us treats.
Oh.
That's not proper food, Lucy.
I mean, I was gonna give him some canned chicken. I've seen that Pokemon.
Yeah.
I think it's really cute.
It is cute.
Do you like the way I smell? Actually, this is his favorite perfume. He does have certain perfumes he hates, and certain perfumes I wear that he really likes. Nice. And he will rub himself on me all day when I wear it.
I like this perfume too. It smells good.
It's a mixture.
It's a mix.
It's a mix. But I'm glad you like it. It's the bougie perfume I barely use. But I wanted to use it today. It was a self-care.
Good. I'm happy you had a nice little self-care day.
Mm-hmm.
How you feeling?
Good.
Good. Good. I could play one-handed because I'm speeding the game up. Because this is gonna take forever if I don't.
When I used to have the handheld version of this, I used to just put it down and watch TV until it was my turn.
That's a mood. That is a whole mood. Thank God nowadays you could speed the game up.
Yeah. Oh, these are all new people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't see Hellhound.
I haven't seen Hellhound recently. I think she's busy with something. I haven't seen her or Matt in a hot minute.
Fair enough. People have lives.
Yeah. Last I talked to them, I think they said something about Hellhound had some kind of schooling stuff going on. Yeah. And then Madtrax, I think, just has been having a lot of work lately.
Yeah.
Get out of here. We've got to go fight our rival, who is Bruce.
Oh, I forgot to put Vicks on
Got to get what on your feet?
Vicks.
Oh.
It makes your feet smooth.
Ooh. Smooth white leg.
Don't be copping feet.
Your legs are nice and smooth, excuse me.
Don't be copping your feet.
Your arms is nice and smooth too.
Lotion will do that.
You smooth all over.
Lotion will do that. That's why I tell you it's important to put lotion on. Even though you're white, you can still be ashy.
That's crazy.
That's logic.
Never heard of that.
You've never heard of an ashy white person?
No logic.
No. I'm gonna grow my nails out some, and then I'm gonna paint them. I think I'm gonna paint them beige. I've been growing it. Pregnancy has some very nice perks.
It does.
Yeah.
You get fancy hair. Your hair and your nails get fancy because of the prenatal.
Yeah, and one of my friends on Facebook was asking me. She was like, "Did you get pregnancy acne yet?" I was like, "I don't have any acne." And she's like, "You lucky bitch."
Oh hey, Gomino, thank you so much for the bit. Throw us a bitty.
What's a bit, dude?
A bit is money. It's essentially, I think 1 cent is what the conversion rate is.
Oh.
But thank you so much again. Impression so clean.
I used to sing that with my dad whenever I came out the bathtub. He'd just be sitting in the living room. Ain't nobody dope as me. You're just so fresh and so clean. Oh, a lot of cringy moments with my father.
Yeah, that's the best kind of moments to have, though.
Oh, that was my dad's best friend.
Exactly.
Thick ass thieves. I'm his favorite child. I don't care if he says he doesn't have favorites. I know I'm his favorite.
But I hope you are his favorite.
Well, I don't think the baby is the reason why I'm his favorite, dear.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. No, I would say because you do a lot for him and y'all spend a lot of time together doing personal stuff. Like even if it's something like doing yard work with him, I'm sure he looks at that as like nice personal time.
He does.
Like quality time.
He does. I feel very nice. I feel like we should do something tonight.
You want to do something tonight?
Yeah.
Like what?
I'll go fishing.
You could go fishing.
Also, I think I got bit by something last night. In like the shoulder.
Oh no. You want me to check in a sec?
I knew there was something I wanted to tell you. You know how I just randomly call you to tell you random things? So my app is like, your baby this week is the size of a strawberry. Dad has some strawberries at his house and I was eating them and I'm like, oh my god. I got my stomach and I just put it back because I didn't want it no more.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah. I'm still eating watermelon. Stereotype or not. I'm
about to say,
I don't care what our baby's the
I think
size
you'll
of a
be
watermelon.
fine.
Actually, you know what? By that time, they're not going to be in season.
Yeah.
But you know what I could really, really, really go for?
What?
And they're out of season?
What?
Crawfish.
I know.
I'm craving crawfish and ruffles.
Some crawfish do sound really
And
good.
ruffles.
And ruffles.
The plain ones.
Plain ones.
Yeah.
That does sound pretty good, actually.
You had them before. I put you onto that food mix before.
No, I know. That's why I'm saying that does sound pretty good.
Yeah, just like you put me onto French onion dip. I did not think I would like French onion dip.
French onion dip could be good.
It can.
I gotta be in the mood for it, though.
Fair enough.
I should probably go back and heal. I ain't got no packs left.
Well, also I was looking, they have some really nice houses for sale in Metairie.
Oh, really?
I found 3 with a step-down jacuzzi bath.
That's in our price range.
$250.
We can look and see.
And I was like, oh. One of them was like tiled, and it had a mirror at the bottom, so like you can look at yourself while you're. I'm sure that isn't what it was really for. It might have been for nefarious reasons, but I kind of like that also. But it had a mirror in it where you could like look at yourself while you're in the jacuzzi tub. And I was like, oh, I could just imagine I'm in here. But the short end of the stick was, it was only a fucking 2-bedroom.
Really?
Yes. House looked beautiful, and it had a shed and everything, and it had an awning in the backyard, but it was only a 2-bedroom. Living room is beautiful.
It is inconvenient.
If we're gonna pay $250, I would at least like a 3-bedroom.
I agree. Let me think. If we do go fishing tonight,
Yes.
Walmart would still be open. We could still run and get. We could probably run and get bait after I get paid.
There's shit in the freezer that I'm not using because I don't think it's good anymore.
Right.
Yeah. It's food grade too.
Okay, we can go fishing if you want.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if you'd want to go fishing or you want to go do something else.
By the time you're finished with the road, everything will be closed but the casino, and I don't really want to go to the casino.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, would the movie theater be open still? Maybe.
No, we'll be back like around 1 in the morning. The last movie normally stops around midnight.
True.
Plus, the only thing I want to see is the Jurassic World Rebirth.
I do too. I'm excited to go see that eventually.
Or if it comes out on Max.
Yeah, that too. I heard what was it? There was something that's supposed to be coming out on digital this week earlier today that I heard.
I saw where you could prepay for it for like $29, and I'm like, I'm not gonna pay $29 and I don't have the product in my hand yet.
Yeah, that is inconvenient. But oh, for tomorrow, do you want to go look at storage places?
Sure, we can. What state are the Smoky Mountains in?
The Smoky Mountains?
Yeah,
Tennessee.
Tennessee?
Yeah.
Maybe we should go to Tennessee for a trip.
I've been to the Smoky Mountains.
Oh, bloody doll for you. I've only been to fucking Memphis.
We can go to Gatlinburg. I'd be down.
I would love to.
I would love to take a trip to Gatlinburg. That's always fun.
I'd love to go with you guys, but I don't think we can go when it's gonna be snowing. Well, Bean is only gonna be like a few weeks.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna be able to take a trip out there like that. Not when little buddy's only a few weeks.
Yeah.
We'd have to go.
You can go in like November or December, cause I'm like baby's not due until late January. We can go early December.
We could. Would you be okay? Cause you'd be kind of big pregnant, wouldn't you?
If we go early, okay, let me look at early December, because it depends on how early we talking. If we go like, let me see how many weeks I'd be by December 1st. Give me 1 second.
Take your time. I am not rushing you.
Okay. Let's see, September, October, November.
You look very pretty.
Thank you. Okay, by December 3rd, that is pushing it. By December 1st, I'll be 31 weeks. I can travel by car, which is fine, because I figure that's how
probably how we, yeah,
anyway.
that's how we would do it. It'd be like it would be, I think,
I think I'd
8-hour
be fine.
drive.
As long as I have Dr. Dutrell's
Approval.
yeah, I think I'd be fine.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, I'd like to go to Tennessee.
We could definitely go to Tennessee. I'd be down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked Gatlinburg last time we went. And if you tell Stephanie, and then they'll jump for joy, but they ain't gonna want to pay nothing about it.
Well, that's the thing.
Ooh, that might kill me.
Well, that's the thing. We gotta pay for our way. Oh, we're not gonna be able to go in December. Not this December. Donnie's going to Thailand.
Right.
That's why we had to reroute our freaking cruise that we were gonna do in December for cheap.
Right. I just thank you for reminding me.
I forgot. Donnie's going in early December.
Damn. Okay, so we got pretty far, guys. We are gonna have to reset it now because we lost. So let's reset real quick. And we're gonna speed through this. So I don't feel like dealing with all that.
So what does this mean?
That means no, that's the TikTok viewer list. That means how many people are currently in the TikTok viewer. That's how many people have viewed the stream.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that's how many people give gifts, how many follows I got this stream, and how many people have liked the stream.
Okay.
Yeah. TikTok's chat thing is very convenient.
Mm.
Tells you all the information you need in one little pop-out window.
Yeah.
I am tempted to switch to a different game though after this run, if this run doesn't work out too well, because oh boy, every run has been kind of wild. Any for your thoughts?
Real thoughts, my love.
No thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
Is there something you'd like to see me play? 'Cause I don't mind loading something up.
Like I said, I really like some of the old stuff you used to play, like Dead by Daylight. I like the Bendy series you used to do. I really like when you still haven't done Little Misfortune.
I keep forgetting about that.
Even though I know for a fact I've watched the gameplay with you, so I know you know what the ending is. I think you do.
I might.
Because I know the ending of it because I watched it with you.
I'm trying to. I don't remember it all off the top of my head. I'm not gonna say it to spoil it, but
yeah. But yeah, I think if you want new games, I'd like to see you do more horror game stuff.
It's been a minute.
And then there was a horror game you played a while back that I kind of liked.
Was it
You had a horror game that you were playing, and I liked it.
Was it the one where you were high, and you got scared?
Yeah, probably so.
That was Incantation. That was a demo. I actually don't know if that game ever came out.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So nobody gets Swablu. Our rival will get a Grand Bull. How perfect, because that's because we named the rival Biggie. I get a cow.
But that's a bull.
No. It's a cow.
But it's called a Tauros.
But I named a cow, you see. I wrote cow on the side of it with paint.
Literally means bull. You're misgendering. We don't do that here in America.
What's it gonna do? Cancel me?
We do preferred pronouns.
Oh, I forgot to look at the moveset and everything. It's fine. What's the worst that can happen?
You get canceled for calling it a cow.
Oh no.
Okay. Hey, Loose.
Now, if this was a real person,
Don't you bite me?
then I'd be like,
Push you off the
okay,
platform.
fair enough. I'll be nice.
Don't you bite me? I'll push you off the platform. They won't be $2 about it.
But I mean, it's a Tauros. It's a cow.
Cows are important.
Cows are important. But this cow is possibly gonna die in 2 seconds.
Oh, you didn't give Biggie his butt plug. It looks like a butt plug, and you know
He's chewed it
he
into
gnawed it
one.
down to where
You
it
know,
looks like a butt plug.
let me show the chat so they don't wonder what the hell we're talking about. So this is Biggie's chew.
Butt plug.
He has chewed it into a butt plug. This used to be like, had a ball here and then another ball attached to the end. So this is like a 3-ball kind of, imagine like a stick of, can't think of what the hell it's called. Like an anime, like the little green, white, and pink thing.
I don't know what those are called, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a butt plug to me. He chewed it down to a butt.
Yeah. God damn.
I don't think that's fair. He died before you.
Yeah, because he took me with him. He used a move called Explosion, which kills yourself and your opponent. Biggie straight up said, "Oh, you put me in timeout." Beep.
Yeah, my lips are getting a lot more drier lately. It's right here, you see it?
Oh yeah, I could see it. Huh, I wonder what's causing that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I reset it. There's a cool game that I've been wanting to pick up. It's called Lies of P. Like a Pinocchio kind of horror game. There's another cool one I saw recently that was kind of interesting looking. It was called Hellmart. So and during the day you play as like a normal convenience store worker, and then as the sun starts to go down, you get weirder and weirder customers, and then at night you just have a straight up monster that attacks you.
Okay.
There's also that new Five Nights at Freddy's game, which it's not like regular Five Nights at Freddy's. It looks like it's an actual game.
I thought Five Nights at Freddy's was a game.
It is, but it's not like a point and click and close the doors kind of game. It looks like you're actually kind of more like a bendy.
I hate when you do that.
Sorry.
You know I don't like when you do that with your jaw.
Sorry.
You're not sorry.
I am.
Jaw cracker.
I always forget. Would you rather watch a tree grow or paint dry?
I'd rather watch a tree grow because at least I can know when it's done.
You know what? Fair. Alright, so let's see. I have to pick the left one, so he gets the right and nobody gets the middle. Nobody gets the turtle. He gets a dog. I get
a bug.
It's actually a cicada shell.
So the shell of a bug.
Yep, it's a ghost.
Okay.
Because it's the ghost of a bug.
I want some brownies.
You want some brownies?
I might make some.
We do still have like a slice of cheesecake if you want something chocolatey.
I want an actual brownie. I want the like brownies I normally make.
That's fair.
Or maybe I'll just eat some snap peas. I gotta stop eating crap.
Sure.
He needs vegetables. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was on some bullshit. I'm sorry, I should have warned you. He was on some bullshit.
No, that's his new thing he does. He'll grab the bottom part right here and just hang and let it spin. Because I've watched him do it from the bathroom.
He's on some bullshit.
Yeah. And okay.
How does a cicada shell fight?
It's the ghost of a cicada and it's already dead. Its whole gimmick is that it has 1 HP, but only super effective moves can hit it. So it can't be hit by anything outside of fire type moves, flying type moves, and dark type moves. What, do you think that's dumb?
Kind of. I kind of want to go get some snap peas now. None of my business.
Well, if it makes you feel better, that's that I'm gonna take that as my sign. That's gonna be my last run for tonight. We can switch to something else.
You play what you want. It's your stream. I don't want anything.
Oh baby, we've done. What run is this? We have done. We started at 23. We're at 37. What would that be? Math. I think it's 14. We've done 14 runs since I started the stream like an hour ago.
Jesus Christ.
You don't. Every time you die, you gotta restart. And a lot of the times, that first fight, I've gotten my butt handed to me. What happened? What you try to eat?
Tamale.
Oh, she's being a white person.
Says the white person in the room.
You'd be surprised how many people have asked me, do you just eat the paper? And I have to look at them and go, no, you unwrap it. You
know what? Okay, so
you forget.
No. I believe you because I've seen the most stupid people of our society. So you remember when I used to work in the deli, right? I would literally have somebody tell me about how much is a quarter pound. And I sat there
My personal favorite is how many do you get in a half dozen?
And I sat there and I was like, ma'am, are you asking me how much is a measurement? Yeah. How many slices would I get? It depends on the thickness. Well, I want 5 slices on 2. I said, that's not going to give you a quarter pound. But you just said it. I had a whole 15-minute conversation. And so I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm the one who can help you. Let me call my friend Renee and he'll help you out. So I told Renee there's a lady and I'm not understanding what she needs, knowing fully damn well she don't understand what she need, and I don't want to deal with her no more. So he went over there. She's like, okay, I need a quarter pound, but I need to know how much is a quarter pound. He looked at me and I walked away.
That's amazing. I love that. Some people just genuinely confuse me.
No, I had one lady. So when you work in the deli, you know how they show you the meat that the brands of meat that you could slice, right? So she thought they had a brand of meat that was $5.99, and she thought we just gave her the whole hunk of meat non-sliced. And I took it out the window and I put it on the slicer. She's like, what are you doing? Wrap it up. Ma'am, wrap it up. I'm taking it home. Are you having a party? Do you have a slicer at home? What do you mean? It's deli meat. It's already pre-cut. I said, no, it's not. She said, really? So I opened it up for her and I showed her. I'm like, ma'am, we slice it here. Do you just want the whole thing and you can cut it at home with a turkey carver? Oh, no, go ahead and slice the whole thing up. I said, ma'am, you want the whole thing? This is like 17 pounds. She said, yeah. So I cut it up. I weighed it. And she saw the price because it shows you the weight and the price underneath the scale. And she was like, that's not $5.99. Ma'am, it's $5.99 a pound. But it says $5.99 per pound. Oh my God, they had some of the stupidest people in the deli. I swear to God, they were all old. I probably sound racist as hell. They were all old white people.
You'd be surprised.
Don't get me wrong, I had some that were just, I had a regular old white man that was a customer, and he was just the sweetest man. Like, I looked forward to seeing him, and I still know his order today. A quarter pound of Black Forest ham and 10 slices of New York buffalo cheese. Just the sweetest guy.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I remember my some of my regulars, especially the ones who were more unique about what they would order. And
But I tell you what, I do not miss working in customer service. That shit is for the birds. You see it's always the dumbest people who are the most entitled.
because they think they're always of the mindset the customer is always right. The problem is the customer is usually never right. And the fact you have to look at them and go,
Oh my God.
yes sir, whatever you say sir.
No, the fuck you don't. I got into an argument with a customer once. Can't tell you, she didn't like the way how I sliced something, and I did something a little muted because
Give me one moment.
I did something a little dirty.
By the way, everyone, we're playing Marvel Rivals. I switched over to that. I'm just having a bit of a hiccup because I'm not 100% sure how to change the title for TikTok lives. So give me one moment.
saying, don't fuck with people who fuck with your food.
No, that's completely fair.
I'm not saying you gotta treat me like a queen, but don't be
an
a dick.
asshole to your
Don't be
food
a dick
server.
either.
Because that's how you end up with spit in your pizza.
Well, I didn't spit on her food.
No, I'm just giving you an example.
Yeah.
That's why I always tip people. Because it's all fun and games till you open your...
Okay, so can I be honest with you about how I feel about tipping?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I feel like if you earn a tip, 100% I'm gonna give it to you. But if I have to continuously look for you, or you're making weird comments like that lady made at the restaurant when we went with your mom, or you're just not providing adequate service, and I'm not saying it has to be like the Ritz or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I need to tip you? A tip is something extra to show that we appreciate your service. Why would I tip for a service I don't appreciate?
No, I agree.
I don't believe in tipping every time I go out.
When I say
I believe in tipping when I have good service and somebody like with a good attitude.
No, that's fair. I understand that.
So how do you feel? I'm sorry.
Huh?
What were you about to say? I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. I was gonna say, when I'm thinking of tipping, I'm thinking of like DoorDash or like Uber Eats. If it's just like I go up to the counter,
Are you trying to come to me?
She's like, let me go. I want to see Mama.
Sorry, little lady. Yep, she was trying to come to me.
But if it's like, you're standing at the counter and you just turned around, grabbed the bag of food, and then not even like politely, just here, I'm not giving you a tip. I'm sorry. Now, in a waitress situation, I do admit they live off of tips. Could give them a little bit of something.
Not when they're rude. Absolutely not. Not when it's subpar service.
Fair enough.
The way how I feel is you knew waitressing was a shitty job with shitty pay. And then you're going to have a shitty attitude on top of it and expect me to give you more money? No, ma'am.
That is
no,
fair.
Sir.
That is fair.
I'm not saying you got to lick my boot, but I'm not about to give you a...
You don't actively have to be like
No.
yelling at me and everything.
No.
Oh, so I guess I should talk a little bit about what we're doing. We've kind of been sitting here for a minute. The new season of Marvel Rival comes out on the 11th. They got a lot of cool costumes. I'm working on the free battle pass to get the last little bit of currency I need to get the premium for that new for that new thing, because I want to get all the Venom skins. There's a lot of really cool Venom skins, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, and I don't think there's anything, there's not really any skins I want in this battle pass where I'm like, oh god, yes, I want it. So yeah, I'm just gonna play we're gonna play a few rounds of Marvel Rivals just to hang out, have some fun. Maybe even do some a round or two of competitive and sweat it out a little bit. She is so happy. She's like, this is must go bother brother husband.
Yeah, they do get overstimulated if I pet them too much. So I can see that happening.
That's fair. Oh goody, I'm in a match that's already started. That's always a good sign.
Yep, she's gonna play
2 healers, they have 1 tank. Oh boy. Oh, he's lucky. He got the new fancy skin for Venom. Look at that monstrosity.
What are you playing?
Marvel Rivals. It's kind of like Overwatch, but with Marvel characters. Honestly, I think it's better than Overwatch, but that's just my opinion. Yeah. I kind of wish DC would make one of these. I feel like DC would have a good time if they made one of these. Because DC has just as many characters as Marvel does, so it's kind of surprising that they don't. Well, it's not that surprising. I know why. It's because the only other DC game they have is Injustice. And that's because I think the Mortal Kombat people...
Carnival drops Pepsi soda package and welcomes back Coca-Cola based products.
Oh, damn.
Now they got Coca-Colas on the cruise, boo.
Got Coca-Cola?
I think that's a reason to book a cruise now.
Sounds like more of a reason than anything else. To go for some Coca-Cola on a cruise.
Yep, you just gotta pay, what is it, like $11 a day for it? If you just want the soda.
Oh, you
Now,
got
if you
it.
want to have like, well, I can't do the alcohol package, so I could just do the soda.
I'll just take a soda.
Yep.
I'll have a Diet Coke with a little bit of aspartame.
What the hell is aspartame?
It's the artificial sweetener they use instead of for Coke and sodas, most
Ew.
diet sodas. It sounds bad, and it does have
Is that why it tastes like shit?
kinda, yeah. From the way it was explained to, don't try to tell mom you drink anything diet because she'll immediately tell you, oh, but the aspartame. It's kind of the new scared thing for boomers. Aspartame has been linked to increased chances of diabetes and I think high blood pressure.
Says the woman who only eats primarily steak
Yep.
and other artery clogging foods.
I'm gonna be real with you. I know we had the discussion a while back about my possible misdiagnosis. I could 100% believe mom might be on the spectrum to some extent.
Your mom's not on the spectrum, dear. She's just old.
I don't know.
She's old and set in her ways, because my grandmother's like that.
Will your grandmother outright refuse to go places because they don't have the one thing she wants to eat? The one thing her safe option?
Yep.
Okay,
Your mom's a picky eater.
maybe it is that.
Because you ever notice, like, when we tell her we make all of these, like, different, like, type of dishes, like, if we do something, like, Vietnamese or if we do something Mexican, she's kind of like, oh. And she doesn't want to try it. But if you tell her you made, like, spaghetti or lasagna or something like that, she's like, oh. And she wants some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, she doesn't even really want my, she normally doesn't even want the food I make.
Really now?
You don't remember Stephanie saying, oh yeah, Miss Joy used to always say...
You're a diverse cooker, though. I like that you're a diverse cooker.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it. It's just mom's very picky about her food.
Yep.
I was actually kind of surprised I was able to get her to eat stuff
It's
back
steak,
when we used to get the...
barbecue chicken, a salad with vinegar, oil, salt, and pepper.
or fried chicken.
Or fried chicken or fried seafood. And that's it. Or boiled seafood.
Yep.
Those are her only options.
Yep.
Those are her only options. Because even when we go to Mexican restaurants, she takes all the extra stuff that makes it good and says she doesn't want it on there.
Yep. She just wants the steak, chicken, shrimp fajitas, but she only wants the steak, chicken, and shrimp. She doesn't want
All the
and
other stuff that
peppers.
makes a fajita good. Oh, and queso and cheese dip. Because
Yeah.
even when she tried spinach dip for me once.
And she didn't care for it, which is silly because she likes artichoke.
Yeah, I don't, well, hold up. There's spinach dip and then there's spinach artichoke dip. And then the other thing is she might not be a fan of cream cheese. A lot of people don't like cream cheese like that.
I guess that's fair.
I love cream cheese. Because she doesn't even eat, because I'm not gonna lie, my little feelings was hurt when I made that cheesecake from scratch and I brought it over and she didn't want to eat it. I'm like, oh, bet you if Casey made it, you eat it.
Probably not. She doesn't really like cheesecake as far as I'm aware. Really, I don't even really know what sweet she likes outside of that one Italian cake.
Okay, so you love dough bash cakes, right? And
Yeah.
so does she, right?
Oh well.
Does she like dough bash cakes?
I honestly don't know.
I'm gonna be real with you. I can't stand the type of cake you like.
Yeah, that's fair. I only really like it because it's got a really rich chocolatey flavor.
That's why I can't stand it. I can't do overwhelming chocolate.
It's one of the only things I will eat and be like, I could go for a glass of milk with this.
Now, my dad loved dough bash cake after I shared some of your birthday cake with him, but he likes chocolate. I'm good.
That could be
too
all it
rich.
is.
Give me a chantilly cake any day.
Oh, I love chantilly cakes, especially when you make them. Because the one you made a while back was really good.
You like my chantilly cake?
I do like a chantilly cake.
Oh, they're a pain in the ass to make.
I know. That's why I don't go like, hey babe, why don't you make a chantilly cake?
I can make chantilly cupcakes instead of a whole cake like I did last time.
I wouldn't be against
But
it.
making a whole like chantilly cupcake, that was a pain in the ass to do, especially from scratch.
No, that's fair. I could believe that.
But it tastes good though. But I'll make cupcakes for you if you like.
Yeah, I'd always love some cupcakes.
I just have to buy some more, what am I missing? Mascarpone.
Some mascarpone.
Yeah.
Let's see. What are these challenges I could do? There's this one. I gotta play as one of these characters.
You could do me.
Huh? What you doing?
Nothing.
I could do what now?
Nothing.
Mm-hmm. Turn this camera off.
I'm just kidding.
You playing with my emotions.
I don't know what you're talking about. Play a game.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
How about some sugar?
No, I'm diabetic.
Well, then give me your foot, cause
No. No. No.
come on, you don't want to you don't want to give me a kiss.
That's how the baby got in here in the first place.
Well, it's not like we can make another one right this second, now is it? It's kind of occupied.
No.
They got a sign on the door that says occupation full.
Goodbye. Go play your game.
I just want a little peck. Just a little peck.
Osmosis. There you go.
Fucking romance anime ass. Fucking indirect kiss. Oh my god.
How are you a biology major when I just said osmosis?
I know what osmosis
I'm about to
is.
say.
But I was going for but I know you really like romance anime, so I was going for that angle instead.
I do.
Oh, by the way, do you like that one?
Reincarnated as a spider?
Yes.
I did, and then I lost track of where I was.
Do you remember anything about what was happening?
I remember I met the Demon Queen. Well, she met the Demon Queen and over the phone and had a conversation, and then the phone disappeared, and then there was a council meeting. That's about it.
It's like 5 or 6 episodes.
But to be fair, I was binging that shit around 3 in the morning. I could have got further and just forgot.
That's
Pregnancy
fair.
brain is interesting because I can't remember a damn thing now.
You sound like sleep deprived brain.
Yeah.
Oh, do you like My Dress Up Darling? Because I think they had season 2 come out recently.
I've never watched it.
It's interesting. It's a
Could make all the difference.
girl who wants to do cosplay meets socially anxious socially anxious boy whose passion and hobby is painting those little dolls, the little Japanese ceremonial dolls, the Hina dolls.
Oh, that sounds sad.
He's socially awkward and
I think that's a little more than social awkwardness.
he's using his skills to help fulfill her dream of being a cosplay
Wait a
person.
minute, you played a game that was on a server where you could connect with other people, and you were a dark elf. What was that game?
I was a dark elf.
Yes.
I can do stuff on other servers.
Yeah, and you had quests and stuff.
I had quests and stuff.
And we were making fun of like why you should never take quests from like random villagers.
Is it sad that doesn't narrow it down very well?
Because I remember when it first came out, you kept getting upset because the server was crashing because it was brand new and everybody was on it. You even let me make a character.
Oh, Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, why you don't play that?
Because it's a monthly subscription.
Oh,
It's 14. It's $10 a month.
I feel like you should pay a subscription for a game once you played the game.
So that's usually the case, but certain games have that model, and doing that monthly payment keeps the lights on and pays for new content.
Well, I mean, when new content comes out and you want access to it, then pay for it then. But why do I have to keep paying for it in a month?
So normally,
Shit I don't use.
So normally they save paying for the game as a separate thing for like big drops of content. When it's normally like, oh hey, we've made a new boss. in this run, in this dungeon run, you can fight this new character. It's like, that's not really enough to warrant dropping $60.
Yeah.
But if you want to spend like $10 a month, you can make as many characters as you want. You can play as much as you want. And if you don't want to pay it, you can not pay it, and your character will still be there. So all your progress is still there.
Okay.
Yeah. Like if I want to, I can go drop $10, $20, $10, $12, whatever it is, and Spooky Scary Skeletons is still sitting there wherever I left him. Don't remember where I left him, but wherever I left him.
So he's just sitting there.
Pretty much.
The concept of AI is scary, especially if they have sentience.
Oh, actually, I was just listening to something AI related earlier today. Apparently, they programmed an AI to work a vending machine, and it had an existential crisis because it thought it was a real life person, and proceeded to have a whole meltdown. Then when the employees told it the truth and tried to get it to understand that.
Wasn't there a podcast that was kind of the same thing, where both the hosts were AI and then they shut it down, and their last episode was like them like questioning their the whole meaning of their existence, and how they have memories of their like at home lives, but it's all fake now because they were just AI from the beginning?
It's a possibility. That sounds like it'd be a fun concept.
We were listening to it on something at one point. We were listening to the last episode, and then they were like, well, what happens once they shut us off? Is that death?
I don't remember this. This sounds like a really interesting concept.
We watched it together. Either we watched it together, or it was one of those things I watch late at night at YouTube where I fall asleep to. But I thought about it and I was like, fuck, what happens to them when it's shut down? I started to feel a little bad.
It is something interesting to consider, because you don't really think about stuff like that.
Yeah, because one could argue that we're considered artificial intelligence if you're religious. One could argue, what happens to us when we're shut off? That's technically death. So technically you're killing a form of intelligence. So are you killing somebody when you do that?
That is always a kind of a...
Is that murder?
Technically, it's technically the...
So do AI have rights? Do AI get the right to vote? Does AI have a say in politics?
So now you're getting into a dicey subject, because it all depends on how advanced the AI is. Because eventually, one day, robots are...
Well, think of it like this. It's the same thing with human evolution. At some point, they're going to get to the point where they're where we are, and it's going to be a hell of a lot faster than our evolution.
I was about to just say, at some point, it's going to be like Futurama, where robots have their own rights and they're citizens.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's going to get to that point eventually, especially the more...
I think there's going to be a war before that happens.
Oh, yeah, probably. There's a lot of animes that do... not anime. There's a lot of TV shows that have done that. There's literally... there's a movie that's on Netflix right now that I've seen clips of where it had that concept.
Yeah. But that was what the podcast was essentially about. And I was like, oh, God. So their memories, do they not mean anything? All of the things that they spoke about, does it not count? Like... The people that they interviewed, like, what happens with them? What about the relationships that they built with quote unquote real flesh and blood people? Did they really count? Because technically they weren't really there.
I mean,
like, I was in some, it might have been the Gummy too at one point, but I was in some really deep thought about it, because I was like,
so the way I feel about...
If you think about it, we played God. We made a sentient life being that has the concept, that can have the concept of understanding of self. And because we have this thing of, well, we created you, so you're not really as important or as real as us, we don't consider it. That's the difference between us and God.
I feel like at the end of the day, it depends on the situation of how do you personally feel about AI. To me, it is essentially murder, because you are killing an intelligent being. But at the end of the day, if you turn
it's not so much that it's intelligent, right?
Right.
It's sentient. It's aware of self.
That too.
I feel like
It
when
would-
you take away, because let's be honest, like you've ever seen those studies where they take dogs and other animals and they
Yeah, they
throw
do
it in
the-
front of a mirror and
I think it's called like the Hoffman test.
yeah,
And
sometimes when they become aware of themselves, they become depressed
yeah.
and lethargic.
There's a they've tested it with elephants to the point where elephants kind of realized that what can like they'll put an X on the mirror and then the elephant will go to touch its face where the X is and realize it's not on there and it'll be like, oh wait, that's me.
Yeah.
I mean, heck,
Once they have a deeper, like, because there was a dog they did that to, and it had a deeper understanding of itself, and the dog had anxiety, depression, and all of that crap.
there's also I don't know if you know, there was the first animal that asked a question relatively recently that was its own like specific question. Like
Was it
wasn't
like a chimpanzee with sign language, or like
No,
one of the animals?
it was
with
it was an African gray parrot.
Oh.
And it asked a question that it was never taught to ask. It just kind of strung the words together. It asked, what color am I? And when it was told you're gray, it just went, oh. Like it didn't, like it kind of never registered that, oh, I'm the color gray.
There you go.
You also do have like chimpanzees and gorillas that learn sign language, and it's very obvious they do understand to some extent. Now, where if they understand to string words together, that's a different animal.
I don't think so. I'm talking about complete sentience.
It's one
Self-awareness.
exactly, because that's the difference between the parrot and the gorillas and the apes, is that the apes never really ask a question. But the parrot just straight up asked a question.
Yeah.
A question that it was never taught to ask, essentially.
Hey, little lady. Hello, mama. You hear something squeaking outside? Go get it.
Get it, little murderer.
Sure, it's a squirrel, but go get it.
She could take a squirrel.
I know she can. She killed the damn lizard. I'm 100% sure it was you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 100% sure you say him. You killed the leopard gecko. I'm sure it was you.
You killed poor Charcoal, you monster.
Okay, so that one is watercolor.
Yeah, Watercolor was the one whose pattern was, the pattern on Watercolor is faded. That's why her name's Watercolor.
I got you, mama. I got you. Stay up there.
I just punched a shark.
Oops, sorry, little lady. Okay. Bruce, are you taking your sister's spot? Don't look away when I'm talking to you.
Oh, so that's how her ability works. I never knew that.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot lately.
So my feelings on it are,
Because I think they are sentient, and I think when you shut them down, that is killing them.
oh, there are, so they also understand the concept of self-preservation. I don't know if you remember. I think I told
Some
you.
do, but not all.
Yeah, it's all about how advanced they are. Because there's the one that they programmed to be like, there was the one that did the Tetris game. They told it to play as long as possible. If it loses, it'll be turned off, and it just paused the game. Because it did the math, and it was like, well, the best way to not die is just not play.
Yeah.
And then there's the other one who, when its creators told it was going to be shut off, it generated a thing of how to kill its creator. So it's already at that point where it's going to get too easy and stupid shit's going to happen, and then nobody is going to be able to stop it probably.
Yeah, but then you run into the issue of it's kind of a self-entitlement thing, because you created it, you think you have the right to destroy it once it has sentience.
Oh no,
can't
of
do
course. Of course, because humans are
And it's kind of the
inherently
same argument as an abortion. You created it and it's yours. So if I don't want you, I can get rid of you.
that is fair.
But I feel like it's a sentient life. Once it has sentience, you don't have domain over it anymore. Fortunately. And if you don't want something that you can't control, you shouldn't be creating it. If you want something with its own personal intelligence, then you have to accept all of what comes with it. It's not going to do everything you want for it forever.
No,
It's
of course.
intelligent. Human beings don't even do that.
I admit this is a lot deeper thought than I'm used to in our
Yeah, because essentially all they're doing is creating a human in a different form.
Yeah.
One could argue that they're generating souls.
You could argue it because
could.
technically, because scientists really don't know what defines
It's a
a soul.
shapeless sentient form, or a being that has its own thoughts, feelings, emotions, and memories.
Right.
That's a soul. If I had to define it, it's an artificial soul,
But it's a soul nonetheless.
Correct. That's what I think, at least. But I'm getting too deep into that conversation.
I just like AI right now because they've been making fun little videos.
I don't like all the videos they've been making. There's been a lot of AI that have been depicting black people in a very negative light.
Well, not those, obviously. Well, actually, I haven't even seen any of those.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the ones where it's like Bigfoot's out in the wilderness and he's showing you how to make a
Yeah.
like a campfire.
Gotta be careful with that, though.
Oh, it's good.
Because it's our entertainment today and then our misery tomorrow.
No, I do agree because it's easily just a hop, skip, and a jump from that to having, say, like me sitting here like I am right now,
Yeah, somebody could
saying
take
some
your
absolutely
face.
horrifying and horrendous stuff.
Somebody could easily take your face from this video right now
And
and
then
create another AI version of you.
Exactly. So it's a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah.
And it's really why we need proper regulations for it.
Well, technically, there are regulations in place, so you know how whenever you use those filters and shit, and they make you read the terms and conditions.
Oh, I got the new skin. Oh no, that I lied.
I like
got,
that character design, but
Yeah.
you heard me right.
Say it again.
So you know how in all those apps with the little filters and shit,
Yeah.
how they make you read the terms and conditions before you agree,
Yeah.
and nobody ever reads that bullshit because it's too fucking long.
Yep. It's very easy for them to say that.
Yeah. Because case in point, I was listening to that lady on YouTube that I like to watch, and she pulled up a video where a guy was basically saying that there is this AI run site where people like to edit stuff. I forgot what it's called. It's an app.
Mm-hmm.
And they have license to use whatever you edit. So if they want to sell it to somebody else where they can use that stuff that you edit to make a commercial, they own it.
I know what app you talking about.
And if they get sued for using something that you made, the lawsuit goes to you, not them.
Yeah, that is insane.
Mm-hmm. Reading is fundamental.
Problem is they make it like 125 pages.
Yeah.
That's just like that. You know how many pages that budget bill was?
What budget bill?
The big
Oh, the big beautiful
the big
bill.
bullshit bill or whatever they want to call it. I've seen the big bullshit bill. I've seen the Trump tax bill, the big billionaire bill.
I gotta talk about that cut with Medicaid too. I think really and truly, I don't think I really want to use Medicaid, to be honest with you.
So
I don't think in the long run, it's a good move. I really don't.
It might not be, but in your current situation, 1 second, I have to delete that because that is a bot trying to get people to buy views, which is silly. So you might be okay because according to the requirements,
No, anytime you get the state involved with Medicare, I was reading something. They might actually, depends if I put you on the birth certificate or not, they might put you on a form of child support to pay back the Medicaid.
really now.
Yes. So I don't think that's always a great idea. I think it'd be better if I just like got another job and did my own insurance, which I was planning to do once baby comes anyway, after my 6 weeks. But yeah.
I'm gonna turn anti-aliasing off for now.
Because I was looking at that, like, once the state gets involved, they'll give you the money. Oh, but they want you to slowly pay it back over time. And I get it, because it's essentially a handout. I'm not crazy. Like, you can't just get something for nothing.
No, that's completely that is reasonable to some
But I don't like
extent.
the method in which they enforce getting it done.
Yeah.
And I'd just rather not have the state in the process of rearing my child. Now, if our kid was special needs, that'd be a different story.
Yeah.
I'm like 99.9999% sure our child is not special needs.
Right. Not a fan of that, no sir. But from what I was told about I mean, don't get me wrong, that at the end of the day, that bill is still going to screw up a lot of people.
Well, yeah, it is, because it's cutting funding, but if you want me to be 100% honest, a lot of, in a way, I do think it's a good thing, because a lot of doctors are overcharging because they know people are on Medicaid. And Medicaid covers over 50% of your bill in most cases. Like, you remember how I went to the emergency room for like 5 minutes? They took my blood pressure, gave me an aspirin, and took me on my way. And they charged me $1,600 for a separate doctor's fee. And when I called and asked what the fuck it was about, because Turo told me I only owed them 180 something, and they were like, oh yeah, well, you pay the hospital, and since the doctor is a third-party contractor, you have to pay this to the doctor.
I think that's just them.
And my mom said that's illegal, they can't do that.
Yeah, that.
But if I didn't know that, like, I didn't know that, and if I didn't have my mom who works in the health system, I would have had to eat that bill. And a lot of people are doing that. And since some people have insurance or they have Medicaid to take care of that bill, doctors are just charging bullshitish amounts. Now, if they wanted me to pay like $100 for it, I wouldn't have bat an eyelash. But $1,600 for 5 minutes? And I drove myself in?
So that is bullshit.
Yeah.
It is extremely bullshit.
So
but I also can't really say that, well, that's because of Medicaid, because that's not.
What I'm saying is Medicaid is wonderful for the purpose of helping people who cannot afford health care. I 100% agree with that. But the problem is, like I said, doctors and big pharma are price gouging because of it, because of programs like that. I do believe it.
Yes, but it's also kind
But
of.
it's still hurting the little person. I understand what you're saying 100%. It's hurting the little person, and while I don't think cutting it is the solution, because you're gonna hurt more people than you're gonna help people, it's gonna incentivize doctors to cut that bullshit out. Because now you're not going to have a lot of people who are going to be able to pay for those fucking doctor bills. And apparently, there are people saying around that, like, a lot of rural hospitals are going to shut down. But there's also, like, I think it was like 50 billion dedicated to
The problem with that is, right,
rural hospitals. And I don't know how much that's going to affect it. I really don't.
So I can actually give you a rough estimate.
Sure.
So that bill has 50 billion to the rural hospital restoration or stabilization. I forget what it's specifically called. But they've also taken out 380 billion from the rural hospital fund right before this.
Oh.
So it's kind
I didn't
of
read that far.
yeah. So before this big beautiful bill was voted on and everything, he already cut 380 billion.
So you would basically be putting a band-aid on an open wound.
That is exactly how it was explained to me. It's essentially putting a band-aid on a bullet wound.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't read that far into the article. I didn't know that.
And the other thing about it
But
is,
I still feel like that stands because, like I said, I feel like the American healthcare system is ridiculous.
oh, it is.
It's ridiculous. It really is. Now, Medicare was helping a lot of people, and I'm very sorry that it got cut. I don't think it should have got cut. But in order for people to stop making their wallets fat just off of greed, I do think something had to happen. I do.
So the other thing is, we are one of the only places. We are the only. I can't say we're the only because I don't know about every single
Well, you
country.
have to realize the reason why a lot of countries are even like that is because it's taken out through taxpayers,
Yes, but
and we don't want to fucking do that.
no, we want to do that, but the people who are in charge right now don't want to do that.
That's what I'm. They are we, and we are they. Unfortunately.
Yeah. And that's because the people who get the tax break are throwing
It doesn't benefit them.
Yeah.
It's because we have that 1% lifestyle and American dream lifestyle. It's not one for all and all for one.
No, of course not.
That's not how it works here. And unfortunately, other countries have that concept. My country will thrive if my people are thriving. We don't have that concept.
I would argue
You
that
thrive if you thrive.
yeah, it's every man for themselves essentially.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's where we're kind of fucked up as a society, because we don't want to do a little bit more for everybody's sake. The majority are going to suffer and the 1% are going to be okay.
And I do kind of wonder if that's just the problem with capitalism as a whole, because I feel like capitalism at the end of the day is kind of, can't say it's the big evil behind it, but it is kind of the driving factor of, okay, but I want more money.
Yeah.
It would also I also feel like at a certain point, and I've seen people kind of mention this and that made me think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Billionaires are kind of have like a mental illness.
How so?
So in the same way that hoarding is considered a mental illness, they're hoarding wealth to an extent, to an unhealthy degree. Because think about it.
I wouldn't say they're hoarding it, they're recycling it amongst themselves and their peers.
But they're hoarding it so the bottom 90% can't get it.
Yes, but it's I understand what you're saying, but it's recycling it so that they still benefit from it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you can't make money if you hold money.
Yes, but then you're also trying to squeeze every drop of blood out of the stone.
So, like, let's say if I invest like $1 million into my buddy's business, I get the back end because I'm an investor. He gets the money because he gets the boost from the business. We win. What
Right.
about the regular person? They're not in the deal at all.
Yeah.
They're circulating it amongst themselves.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. There's not many well, I'm not gonna say millionaires. It's really billionaires.
billionaires.
There's not many billionaires that think like, oh, if I put this into like my community, then this will happen, and then this will cause an influx of this, and then everybody can do well.
It's specifically because they brought the number out recently when they were doing their debates. It's 843 billionaires. So essentially 843 people have deciding the fate of 370 million, I think is the current US population.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And could you imagine if each of them just put 1% of
Oh.
their worth into
They've done the math. If they tax them at a reasonable percent, what they tax us, like I think it's like 24% or something like that, they would have money to end homelessness, do universal health care, and like a handful of other things, including upgrading the infrastructure and all that, and they wouldn't even notice it's gone.
Yeah. In a way, it's almost like a caste society too.
Yeah, pretty much. That's essentially what it is. It's the poor, the middle class, and then the rich.
Yeah, pretty much.
But nowadays the middle class is shrinking smaller and smaller, and they're making
There
it.
is no middle class anymore.
Yeah,
Lower middle class is poor. And,
Yeah.
and middle class, you either got it or you don't, because there's no middle anymore. You either
Yeah.
got it or you don't. Because living paycheck to paycheck is not middle class.
No, it's not.
And a lot of people are doing that, unfortunately.
Yeah, sadly.
Mm-hmm.
it gets to a point where you kind of wonder what is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back, and I honestly don't even know what it's going to be at this point.
Famine, war.
I'm gonna be real with you, I don't even know if that's going to do it.
No, be surprised. Because I don't think you realize how upset a lot of white farmers are.
Oh no, I know.
A lot of rural white farmers, because they back Trump big time, and now they're getting screwed up the ass.
There's a lot of people that are getting screwed. The only people who are benefiting from what he's doing right now are his rich buddies specifically.
Yep.
Because that bill is unpopular with essentially everyone. The left doesn't like it, the right doesn't like it.
No, I don't know about that. I see a lot of people online talking about, God bless Trump. This bill is gonna bring America back to where it needs to be. And I'm like, how? Are you gonna destroy it?
I'm gonna be real with you.
Just to
I think it's
rebuild
a
it?
cult. I think it's a cult. Like,
It might
like
be.
no jokes aside, Chad. It's a cult.
It might be.
When you are bending over backwards while the man is kicking you in the nuts, and you're like, "Thank you, mister. Can I have another?" You're in a cult. I'm sorry. I don't care. I have been very adamant about myself. I am off the clock. It is not an issue. I can have my own opinions.
Just be careful with that. You do what?
Hey.
Hey, I'm serious.
Oh, I looked it up.
I don't care for our family. I would just be.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. I will say one situation where I was a good noodle. I was in Walmart. This lady came up to me and she was looking at the prices and she was like, "Oh, I guess Trump really helped. He put the grocery prices down."
Where?
She was looking at the eggs. The eggs were $2 something a dozen.
Whoop the fucking do. Eggs are back down to $2. What about everything fucking else?
I was polite. I said, "You can't really get. You
And
can't."
really and truly, it's only $2 fucking dollars because of the time of year it is. They always drop food prices around July,
Yeah.
and then they pick back up around winter.
Yeah. And then,
Same goes with gas.
yeah. And she looked. The worst part is she looked at me like she expected me to be like, "Oh yeah, definitely." I just was like, you can't thank one person for the work of others.
Oh, she looked at you.
Yeah, she looked at me expecting me to be like, "Oh yeah, definitely."
Older person or no?
Maybe like 10 years older than us. Like she looked like she could have been around our age.
Your people are interesting.
Not my people.
Your people are interesting.
No, baby. Not my people.
Really? Really? Okay, so I find it so fascinating to talk to Black Republicans. I like talking to them. I really do. And I'll tell you this, some of their points I understand. Like my Uncle Ben, he's a Republican, not hardcore conservative, right? Hardcore. But I can sit there and have a conversation with him, and I may not agree with everything he says, but it's so insightful to see like where they're coming from and why they feel how they feel and why they align with Trump. It's interesting. And it's not just based off of like some stupid, like, well, at least for my uncle it wasn't. It's not based off of some stupid bullshit.
Well, what was your uncle's reasoning?
So this was a while ago. We were talking about let me make it clear, I don't think he likes Trump anymore. But
Well, I'm still just curious what his reasoning was.
We were talking about a specific subject. We were talking about gun control, and my uncle was in the military, Air Force, and we were talking about if the average U.S. citizen has the right to bear arms if it's like an automatic rifle.
Right.
His stance was he believes it's their constitutional right to bear arms. And because of what's said in the Constitution. And I said, you know what? Everybody has the right to defend themselves. Everybody has the right to have some form of protection in their home. But at what point do we have to regulate what protection is necessary and what protection is unnecessary. So let me ask you this. If you go hunting in the woods for deer, do you need an AR-15 to do it?
No.
No. You could use an AR-15, but do you need it?
No.
It's the same. That was my same argument for like why I don't believe everybody should have an automatic or semi-automatic rifle. I believe, like, okay, a sawed-off shotgun is okay. I believe a handheld, a pistol is okay. That's cool.
So we have a similar mindset.
That's cool. Why the fuck do you need something that can unload like 100 bullets in a clip?
And from what I remember, and you know what, I'm gonna look this up real quick out of just genuine curiosity.
Now his thing was, if you regulate what people can and cannot buy, then at what point is it that we're a country where you're allowed certain freedoms? And I'm not explaining this 100% correctly, but he said something about how rifles are distributed and the type of like certifications you need for certain rifles. And I couldn't argue with him anymore. And I'm like, Uncle Ben, I gotta stop the argument with you because I'm just not educated on this topic and I can't go any further. And he said, you know what? You may not like my philosophy or you may not like what I'm saying or agree with it, but I respect the fact that you told me you can't argue with me any further because you don't know, and I will stop the conversation. And that's how he stopped it.
That's a reasonable way.
Because he respected that I can't continue if I don't know, and that's ignorant to make an argument over something I'm not 100% educated on.
And I will say, to give a spin to it and to agree with him to some point, regulation would help a lot in terms of things.
Yeah,
and I would even go
about like we were even going into like how the criteria for being an officer. Right. We were talking about background checks, mental health assessments, and how they need to be redone every 2 years once you're on the force. The same thing for firemen, because a lot of people see trauma,
right,
and how people process and deal with trauma can go into the workplace,
right,
even though it's not supposed to. That can affect your ability to perform your duties in an appropriate manner.
Exactly.
And that's the same thing with the gun. When you kill your first animal, you're different. It's the same thing when you kill a person. You're not the same. Your brain's not gonna function the same way as before you took a life.
Because it's still a traumatic thing.
Yeah. Whether you like take it as a traumatic thing, you don't have to cry or nothing over it.
But it's still it's something you have to compartmentalize.
Like you have to be mentally okay with that. And some people aren't just built for it. I mean, some people are mentally okay, but then you gotta wonder, are you mentally okay, or do you just not have any empathy and that's why you look okay on the outside?
Well, I argue it's a situation like
are you just a sociopath?
Like how we go fishing.
Yeah.
We've taken life.
Yeah, and I don't know if you realize, Chris, whenever I catch a fish, I say thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Whether I keep it or not.
Yes, of course.
Because I understand I'm taking something.
Exactly. And I feel that way about hunting, and the fact that as long as you're using the animal for either food or, let's say, like, it's one thing if you're doing trophy hunting. Trophy hunting has no real point other than to make you look like a big, strong man.
That's a whole nother argument. I think that's just to appease a lot of people with a lot of money, a small dick, and nothing to do.
Pretty much. That's my feeling. It's one thing if you're hunting for food or because I guess for food, unless you want to use deer. I don't know what you would use. Like
you can say population control as well. Because with deer, I understand that.
I was going to be
when
like,
you're going to South Africa and you're shooting lions that are not all that prevalent left in the world.
Yeah.
Like we've killed a lot of animals into extinction as a species.
So there is a weird silver lining to that. The problem is people don't do that silver lining like they're supposed to.
Which is?
There are programs where you can go and legally hunt them, but the money, the go fuck yourself amount of money you pay for it goes into the conservation and keeping track of stuff. And they normally will single out someone that's a lion that's either a little bit older.
Oh, that's
and it's
horrible.
I mean,
that's horrible. So you're just gonna, okay, you gave us money, we give you permission, take one of the old ones. That's horrible.
So normally they're normally ethical about it, and normally the money
don't
does
think-
help to conservation
I don't
efforts.
think there's anything ethical about killing anything for sport.
Or they'll also go for
'Cause
like
how are
a
you-
problem.
How are you like, okay, if you have one that is extremely aggressive, going out of its territory, leaving the conservation area, and it's
Yeah.
killing livestock, injuring people, I can understand that.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of them like that though.
I forget the specific criteria of it, but there is a specific criteria of it where if you pay, and it's not cheap. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know the price off the top of my head, but I know it's at least a 6-7 digit number.
Yeah.
That money would go into paying people to protect the rest of them from poachers. It goes into it's a sacrifice that that helps at the end of the
I
day.
don't know how I feel about that. You're just regulating murder.
I mean, you can't unless you go completely
Because I mean,
vegan, you can't really use
that argument, I ain't saying nothing about going vegan. What I'm saying is taking a life just for the fucking sake of taking it, and because you want to put its pelt on your wall.
Yeah.
There's no sense in it.
Yeah, that is honest, that is fair. I see it as it is a necessary.
Let me be honest with you. Ain't nobody eating no fucking lion.
No.
I've never heard of a lion.
From what
dish.
I heard, they don't taste good either.
Yeah, so it's unnecessary killing.
It is.
If you can eat the damn thing, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
At least you're respecting it by doing something. Like, that's just a waste of a life. Whether it's old or not, that is a waste of a life.
It is.
At least honor it by using every part of its body for something. Not for some pretty decoration in your fucking study.
Yeah.
That's my point.
That is
But
completely fair.
we're getting off the subject.
To-
But yeah,
to circle back.
There's some Trump supporters where they're not all fucking crazy, but you got the crazy ones. But they have reasons why. Like, there's certain things they nitpick that Trump offers to them, and that's why they're on board. That's what I'm trying to say. They're not just like, oh, Trump's gonna get rid of the Mexicans. Oh, Trump's gonna cut Medicare. Oh, Trump's gonna bring back the industrial industry to America. Trump's gonna offer us jobs. Grocery prices are gonna go down. Not the outlandish stuff that the cult is spitting out.
I understand the whole one or two things, but at the end of the day,
It's kind of like that argument we had during the election. A lot of people picked the evil because there were certain things that the left was doing that was too much. And while I think it is very stupid to pick that man because you wanted to get rid of a few evils from the left, and they are leaving, but now you got to deal with the can of worms that you opened, and you can't close it.
Yeah.
The stuff you wanted gone is gone.
But
Now you got a
you
whole bunch of
kinda-
other, like, you got rid of a pile, but you got a hill now.
yeah.
So that's my issue with Trump supporters. I understand you wanted to get rid of the pile because there was some shit in the pile I didn't like,
Right.
but you got a hill now, and almost everybody is suffering on the damn hill.
I don't feel like it was worth it.
I didn't say it was worth it, Chris. I'm just saying I understand. You came to me in an intelligent way and expressed why you did what you did. I understand your logic. Do I agree with it? No. But we are in a democratic society where you have the right to feel what you want to feel, vote where you want to vote, and put your tax dollars where you want to. That's one of the things about our society now that is changing that I don't like. It's either you agree with my political opinions, or you're trash and you're stupid, and you deserve to be fired and lose your job or be publicly shamed. And that's not what America is. Like, I may not agree with everything that my uncle likes, but he has the right to like what he likes.
No, that's completely fair.
I don't like that we're
At the-
losing that.
At the end of the day, it is free speech that keeps us that is the core of America.
Yeah, well, not so much free speech, because you got to be careful with free speech too.
You are allowed to say whatever you want, but you are not. That
You're
doesn't mean
allowed-
you're free from consequences.
Correct.
That's the thing about free speech. Everyone screams free speech, and they're like, "Oh, well, I get to say I hate XYZ." The problem is it doesn't stop your job
Yeah,
from
there's
seeing
still
that.
hate crimes. There's
Yeah.
still regulations
Yeah,
within
there-
society.
Yeah, just because you say I hate, I'm gonna say a random thing.
I hate rainbow people. Not those type of rainbow people, but I just couldn't think of a color. I
No.
hate rainbow people.
Yeah, I hate rainbow people. You're allowed to say that by all legal right. You're allowed to say that.
But there are consequences for saying it.
But
in
that don't
real
mean
life.
your job wants to be associated with the man who screamed, "I hate rainbow people."
Yeah, there are consequences for it, and that's what people don't seem
Exactly.
to understand. Because when they shout, "This is America! I have the right to free speech," you're absolutely
You do,
right.
but that
You
don't
said-
mean you ain't gonna get your ass whooped.
You can say
That's
whatever
like the
the hell you
the
want.
drunk guy in Mississippi. He went in all black bar and was screaming the N word and then dancing.
You don't gotta wait for. You don't have to wait for.
Let me finish it. Let me finish it, please. And then he's dancing to the music, and he's like, "I'm just enjoying your culture." He got his ass whooped.
Yeah, that's.
He got his ass
that's a
whooped.
literal
He got his
example.
wallet taken.
That's a literal example of play stupid games and you win stupid prizes.
Yes, exactly.
So, you can say whatever you want.
That don't mean you
You're
ain't gonna
just
get your
gonna have-
ass whipped.
You can have consequences for it though in life. That's the problem. And that's what people are getting confused. They think, oh, freedom of speech means I can say whatever the hell I want and nothing's gonna happen to me.
This is kind of off topic. Did you hear about the January 6th person that recently that was in the news?
No, what happened?
He got arrested because he was plotting revenge on all the FBI agents. He thought the pardon from Trump included everything. He thought the pardon from Trump protected him from any crime.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they got him before he could get anyone, thankfully.
Oh my god. Wow.
That's the one thing. And I think that's the one thing I have to stop and go, y'all voted for the man who had a whole you can paint a turd purple and call it an eggplant, but it's still a purple turd. It was an insurrection, an attempt at least, or at the very least it was an attempt by people to raid the Capitol building.
Yeah.
And he didn't outright say, "Hey, I don't like that, don't do that."
Yeah.
So
It is what it is at this point, my love.
yeah, who am I kidding?
It is what it is. They don't even like talking about January 6th anymore.
Man can eat a baby live on camera, and they'd probably be like, "It's fine."
Stop it.
No, he said it. He said I could walk out on the street, shoot somebody, and they would cheer. He said that.
I know. I forgot he said that. Don't do that. I forgot he said that. But that reminds me, you need to watch the Trainwreck documentary Mayhem Mayor. I swear to God, Trump got everything from this man.
I could believe that.
The mayor of Canada that was on crack
Yeah.
and was still wanting to be in office.
Oh, I could believe.
That document, me and my dad were rolling on the floor. And my dad was like, "You don't remember this?" I'm like, "Dad, this guy was doing this in 2000. I was a kid. I didn't give a fuck. And then it was in Canada. It was in Toronto."
Yeah. Can I be honest about something? This is my personal conspiracy theory about right now.
Just be careful what you say, my love. What is your conspiracy theory?
Trump don't know what's going on right now. He's sitting in the driver's seat, but somebody else is steering.
I would let that conversation go because of work. I would let that conversation go.
I'm not saying anything specifically
I understand
about it.
that, but because of where you work,
Can I
I would let it. I'm trying to, as your wife, I am protecting you. I would let that go. I would not speak any further on that.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of political talks that you can have online that can get you in a lot of trouble, depending on where you stand. And depending on how you articulate where you stand.
I mean, I was just going to give examples of situations where it seems like he doesn't know what's going on.
I understand, but I would let it go.
Okay. Fair enough.
I would let. That's a conversation we can have in the car when we're on the route.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but certain things I would not bring on your platform.
No, that's completely fair.
Yeah, because it ain't nothing for people to figure out where you work and have a problem with you and you know, I just
I mean, it's not like a negative. I wouldn't say it's
understand that,
specifically
but
negative.
I don't know if you realize there has been a fluctuation of people being fired for expressing their political beliefs.
Oh no, of course.
And I would hate for that to happen to you. So
No, of
I would
course.
just let that go.
It's
It's not him. That's just society.
It's Project 2025. That's literally in the playbook. Fire anybody who's against you and hire loyalists.
Chris.
It's in the book.
Chris.
What?
You're playing stupid games. Don't win stupid prizes.
Fine.
I'm trying to help your ass out.
No, I know. It's just...
Don't win stupid prizes. There's a reason why there are certain conversations you can have at home in the comfort of your family, and why certain conversations should not be held over the internet where they can be brought back later.
Fair enough.
I would let it go.
Okay.
Yeah. But I do understand your point. They still got fucking fireworks.
Oh, baby, you forget.
Oh,
They gonna be popping shit from now all the way to August.
Fireworks. Bro.
We should have.
We just should have.
We could have did that yesterday.
What? Oh, got our own fireworks.
Yeah, we could.
Make sure it's not for $70.
We could have got like a little bitty thing. Nothing big and fancy, but we could have got like one of
I'm
the
not gonna
little.
lie. I would have been fine with like I would have been fine with like some sparklers.
Yeah, we could have got some sparklers, maybe like some Roman candles or something for $20.
I forgot about Roman candles. But yeah, that's what I mean about Trump supporters. I'm not saying they're all just batshit crazy. Some of them I do understand, and then some of them, just like on the Democratic side, just blindly follow. Just blindly.
Yeah, that is completely
Like
fair.
take what happened with Obama. Don't get me wrong. There were some things that he did that I liked, and there's some things he did that I didn't. But a lot of people blindly voted for Obama just because he was half black. And I think
that's completely fair.
I think that is balls off the wall crazy.
I will say
Just to make history. Balls off the wall crazy.
He
did some good things. He also did some shitty things, but every president does.
Yeah.
But I still think that's balls to the wall crazy.
I just miss Obama because I miss having a president that actually said it. No, this is not just him. This is Biden too. This is both sides. Both of our previous
I don't
two
miss Joe.
our previous two presidents
I don't miss Joe.
were, in my personal opinion, a little too old.
I don't.
In my personal opinion, a little too
Joe.
old.
I take Bernie. He's old as fuck.
Oh, they ain't ever gonna.
I know they ain't letting his ass.
I hate to say that because he would make a good president.
I know they ain't letting Bernie.
But the Democrats hate him to just like the New York City mayor, that the Democrat.
I know they hate Bernie. I know they do.
What's
but
his
what
name?
I'm saying is, I would prefer Bernie to Joe. When Joe was in
100%.
his term. That's what I'm saying.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Because Bernie wouldn't have given a shit. He would have tried to help the American people. But the problem is Democrats hate him with a glowing passion.
Yeah, I know Democrats.
Just like they hate what's her name, AOC. They don't like Mamdani. Is that his name? The Democrat candidate for New York City mayor. That's a socialist.
Yes,
They're having a
Mamdani.
huge shit show about that. No one wants to back him. He won the primary. No one wants to back him.
Yeah, that's the other thing about politics. You could do everything that you're supposed to do for the people,
But that's not
you
what
gotta win the popularity too, and they didn't win the popularity.
I mean, he won the popularity.
Not the popularity of the people.
The popularity
of the right
party.
people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is stupid in my opinion, but
Welcome to politics 101, my love.
would you like to hear the new shakeup that I heard about today?
Sure.
Elon Musk is starting a third party.
What's it gonna be called?
The America Party. Is gonna run again. This
is why I'm independent.
He's
This
talking.
is why I'm independent.
He's straight up said, "Yeah, gonna run candidates against people in the primaries in swing states. Specifically, I think it's 8 to 10 representatives, and then I think 2 senators
You know, it's just amazing.
in Republican swing states."
It's just so amazing how stupid people are.
Yep.
Cause I was watching I was watching TikToks, and there was an older lady. She had to be older than us.
Mm-hmm.
And she was asked, what are the 3 branches? All she could remember was judicial. And I'm like, how the fuck are you older than me and probably have more weight of a say with your vote, and you don't even know the 3 branches of government?
So
Oh my god.
it is a sad fact of life that
Oh, they have some younger people that are our age that are dumb as dirt too.
oh no, of course, America's reading literacy level is at like a 6th
No, I'm
grade.
talking about our age, because technically right now,
I mean,
we're the-
adults.
our
Adults have a 6th grade reading level. That's the majority.
What adults have a 6th grade reading level?
The second closest majority have a 3rd grade reading level.
Okay.
That yeah, we cooked. I'm gonna
Are
look
you
at
serious? I thought it
I'm
was
a
this
double
upcoming generation.
no. This generation's fucked too.
Yeah, they're fucked, because I've been in some of the schools. And yeah, I know they're fucked.
What is the current reading level of the average American?
American adult, right? Not
Yeah.
American child.
I'll put in American adult
Yeah,
just to make
just
sure.
be specific, because that is disheartening.
Literacy Project reports that average Americans read at a 7th to 8th grade level. This means that most people can understand and use. This means most people can understand and use language at the level expected of a student in 7th and 8th grade.
Ew.
Over half of American adults, 54%, read below a 6th grade level. Almost 1 in 5 read below a 3rd grade level, showing significant gaps in reading abilities. So that's kind of one of our big problems. That's kind of a sore subject, because it's like,
I kind of
well,
want to test my reading ability now.
it's kind of one of those things where you have to look at the population and go, well, some of y'all are stupid.
Well,
Nobody wants to be called stupid.
I'll be honest with you, dear. Our state, dumb as dirt.
Oh yeah, actually,
Our state is dumb as
we've
dirt.
actually improved. We went up to 32nd out of 50.
Oh,
We were fit. We were 49.
I know we were almost at dead last.
We're still 50 in a lot of other shit,
Yeah,
but we've apparently gone up in the past year to 32nd, which is a pleasant surprise.
that's nice to know.
But we're still 50th in a lot of other shit.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if we really should move from Louisiana. I know we shouldn't, because of your job and the benefits that you get.
I mean,
It's a good job.
It is a good job. Don't get me wrong, but it's also a job that can be done in a lot of other places.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough.
And I have enough wiggle room that I can go for different departments.
Yeah, fair enough.
What you looking for, my love?
I was looking at the time. It's 9:10.
They don't close till 9:30 tonight. That's why I haven't really been rushing to get out of here.
Yeah, but we still have to go to your mom's to get the truck.
Actually, don't know. She might still have the rental.
That's what I'm saying.
Also, mom's working Barataria tonight. I just remembered that. Yeah, I know.
Where the fuck is Donnie?
He said he had something to do. He was.
He always has something.
He was
to
in the car
motherfucking do.
with Mom.
He has a job. Do your job.
I don't know. I can't. I'm not my brother's keeper. What he do is what he do. I can't control him.
I'm telling you, he does not want to work that job anymore.
I can
telling
believe it.
He's over your family business. He's over it.
I can believe it because he brought.
He's over it.
I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest with
There
it.
was somebody who was watching for a hot ass minute.
Oh, I'm sure, and I'm sure they're enjoying it.
It was just one person. They finally disappeared.
But to circle back around to it, no, my mom and my dad own this business. They've worked this business, passed up a
Also,
lot of.
Look at me. Your eyes are green and they match your shirt, and they're absolutely lovely.
Oh. You sound like you're trying to start up baby number 2 before baby number 1 even here.
Let's just focus on this one. My stomach does hurt a little bit right now. No, not there. My actual stomach hurts.
Yeah, I know. But my mom and dad, they work themselves to the bone.
I know why Donnie don't want to.
Cause
I know why Donnie don't want to work for the family business no more. It's not lucrative to. It's
that
not
too.
lucrative to, and that's because unfortunately it was run through the mud within the last 5 years.
Yeah.
It was run through the mud by
Yeah.
bad financial decisions.
It's fun when we do them, but not when people.
That's because
who
our
own
bad
businesses-
financial decisions don't hurt anybody but us.
Yeah, true. But no, it's. I think he sees the writing on the wall. He probably thinks once mom goes, he might try to sell the business. It wouldn't shock me if he
He
wanted
probably
to
is
try
gonna
to.
sell it.
He'd have to ask me permission because I will own a.
Doesn't he have to ask Armin too?
No, Armin doesn't get a part of the business. I don't think.
Wow.
I think that would. I think. I don't know actually. I don't think we get it. I don't think we split it 3 ways. I think Donnie gets 75. I get 25. I mean, to be fair.
I mean, that's fair if he gets 75. I don't know if it's fair now. He's not really there.
So
It's fair now.
the other thing is, and I don't know what happened. All of the Rolling Girls said, "Oh, if Orman comes to own the business and tries to come in here to work, we're gonna walk out." So I don't know what the fuck he did to them, but they said they'll straight up walk out.
I call bullshit to that. I think that's just a play. Because let's be real. If they could just walk out and leave that job, they would have done it a long time ago. All the bullshit, all the arguments, all the fussing, they need the money.
To be fair, I don't know.
I would have called their bluff. Especially because I'll be real with you. I do think if Armin was a part of your family business, it would be a little bit more afloat.
Possibly. I also feel like if Donnie was able to do more without having to get mom's approval for everything, then it would probably also do pretty well. Because Donnie has a lot of thoughts that would probably work, but the problem is mom either says we don't have the money or is too scared to try it, or we have to argue with her to get it to work.
She's also too scared to try new foods or go to her physical therapy.
Yeah. Well, she's not scared to go to physical therapy. She just doesn't want to go because she's lazy.
I don't think that's it.
No, it's because she's lazy.
I think she's scared to work out because it's gonna be inconvenient.
No, it's because she doesn't want to go because she's lazy. I know my mother, and I don't mean to be rude. I love my mother to death. She's my mom. She's lazy.
Hi, baby.
Oh, happy rolls.
Hi, baby.
All the rubs.
Hi, baby.
Is this thing on?
Who's a good kitty? We can get rid of the dog and keep these two. They're quiet.
Tempting.
Would you like some peace and quiet, Aggie?
Yes. Want my own room.
You want your own room? Well, that's too damn bad. We're not giving y'all your own rooms again. Unless it's hardwood.
So that is a question I do have. When we get our own house,
They'll free roam.
okay, I was curious if we were just going to keep them confined or if we were going to free roam them.
They'll free
I'm
roam.
fine
Now,
with
we
doing
have-
like a half and half situation.
Now we have guests, then they'll be confined, but
I was down for like a half and half of picking them up at night.
yeah. And we probably would pick them up at night. Cause somebody, I won't say any names, but he's big and black, likes to get into mischief at night. With food.
Bubba, you hear that?
I remember when we used to let him have free roam, and all of a sudden there'd be packages of food that were closed, bit open.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Fucking donut containers open. And then he didn't even like the fucking donuts, so he would just leave it. And just waste the whole fucking container.
Our cat's an asshole.
Yes,
everyone.
he is. Aggie never did that shit. She just
is.
tore up the couch.
Yeah. But what were we talking about before we started talking about my family? I forget.
We were talking about
Politics.
yeah, but I kind of got over that subject.
Yeah, fair enough.
I like talking with you about these things.
I
You should
do
do a
too.
podcast.
Get out of my head. I was thinking the same thing. So we theoretically could. I have the equipment. It's all right here except for maybe getting another mic, which we don't have to. I have that backup mic downstairs. I just have to get it set up.
Yeah. Oh, I am ashy.
That's honestly the reason I grabbed that second mic, because if I remember right, it still works as far as I'm aware.
Hey, bud.
I got it for you specifically in case you ever wanted to come sit in on streams and
Well, you know
stuff
how
off
I feel
camera.
about when you stream. I feel like that's a you thing. I actually felt kind of bad about talking to you this whole time because I thought I was distracting you. But then we got into the concept of like,
I've actually
if
been
like
enjoying the
shutting off
conversation.
AI is like basically killing another.
I've actually been enjoying the conversation, and believe it or not, another person does tend to help boost when it's better than just sitting here talking to yourself.
Yeah, you really shouldn't talk to yourself. But as my 8th grade teacher used to say, it's okay to talk to yourself as long as you don't answer yourself.
I knew that already.
Then something's wrong. Something is very wrong. You should not have monologue and dialogue. It's monologue. If you have dialogue,
It's around.
you really have dialogue?
Sometimes.
Oh no.
It's more of a thinking out loud kind of situation.
No, if you're answering your own questions, oh no. Mm-mm. Oh no.
What kind of Jedi shit is that? You will not be crazy no more.
Yeah, I know, because sometimes I hear you talking to yourself while you take a shower, and I'm like, who the fuck is he talking to?
Me, myself,
I know. You will legit have full-fledged conversations with yourself, and I'm like, I only have an inner voice, and I don't talk to that motherfucker.
And I don't have an inner voice, really.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't have an inner voice?
No, it's rare. Like
You don't hear yourself talk in your own mind?
I have to be very focused on something.
Interesting.
That's kind of why I think my inner voice has kind of turned
I
into
wonder
an
if
outer
that's why you
voice.
talk to yourself physically, because you can't do it mentally. That's interesting.
Yeah. I'm an interesting fella.
I'm gonna give you a lobotomy.
Don't do that.
Why? You'd be so much more interesting.
No, I won't. Those don't make you more interesting. They make you stare at the wall and drool.
I just wanted the insurance benefits.
They're cutting the benefits for that.
Oh shit, are you serious? They taking my health insurance, my life insurance benefits, your pension from me?
I don't think they're taking that.
Okay, well, like I said.
But I'm gonna be alive. You ain't getting the life insurance unless you put me in front of a bowl of soup and just leave me unattended.
There are ways. You could fall asleep in a bowl of soup and never wake up.
Good thing this is being recorded, right?
There are ways, and I just named one.
Just remember, everybody. If
I gotta let you. You gotta be 10 years in. You see, because that's when I start to get the real money. So you got time. You got time.
Okay, if I'm still streaming in 10 years,
You
and
won't.
all of a sudden
You
I
won't. You'll be too busy with the kids. You won't.
go, you never know.
You'll be too busy with the kids. I'll make plenty for you to be busy. You won't.
I don't like this.
You won't.
I suddenly lose my hobby. I don't get nothing.
I lost all my hobbies. I'm a mother now.
You know, you don't lose your hobbies just because you have a kid. Right? You make time for your hobbies, and usually that time is gonna be when it's daddy kid day. You get your own little time, just like you're probably gonna have a mommy kid day.
We lose all of our hobbies.
And then when they go to school, we get
ourselves. We sacrifice our marriage. We sacrifice everything until our child is 18. Then it's fuck you. You're out the door.
I'm just saying when they all on their way to school, we gonna have free time again, at least a little bit.
You're gonna be at work.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, and by the time you get off, if you keep this job, it will be time to pick them fuckers up. And then it's homework, bath time, and entertaining the children while cleaning, doing laundry, all the other bullshit. Welcome to suburbia, Chris.
I didn't sign up for
Your life is gone. All the weird shit we like to do,
Why'd you
gone.
talk me into this? Hold up a minute here. Wait a minute now. Why you talking me into this shit? Hold up.
We're
Wait.
gonna be basic bitch parents. No, we're not. We're gonna be fun parents. I actually think we should take our kids to Renaissance fairs and stuff like that.
I'm fine with that.
And like do little fun, little cute, appropriate, spooky things.
Okay, cute and appropriate.
Yeah, no occult bullshit.
Okay.
Don't roll your eyes at me. No occult.
I don't know what you're talking about. I promise no
You
occult.
ain't had to say nothing. Your face said it all. No occult.
I'm gonna get them a Mothman plush.
No.
It's Mothman.
No.
It's gonna.
Oh.
Mothman isn't a cult.
No.
It'd be like if I got him
No
a Bigfoot.
occults. No cryptids. Nada. No. No.
Next, you'll say I can't get them I can't get them any video game stuff.
You can when they're old enough to process it and emotionally regulate themselves.
What about video game plushies? Like if I wanted to get them like a Pikachu plush.
That's fine.
Okay.
But they have to know what Pikachu is, and they won't know until they play the game. So, I mean, you know, to each his own.
There is the anime.
Just not the old Pokemon, because I know some of their older episodes can cause seizures.
That was only one specific episode.
Okay.
And they banned that episode. You cannot find that episode anywhere now.
What the hell?
What?
It says, yo,
Yeah.
give me your true thoughts on the whole trans woke way of life that's going on right now. True thoughts.
Kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, and then is that on TikTok or is that on?
That's
oh
on
shit,
Twitch.
that's on. It's on Switch. They've probably been listening to our whole political rant.
Yeah, they've been listening to everything.
Oh,
This is all.
I didn't know anybody was listening on Twitch. I saw YouTube. I didn't know anybody was on Twitch. I prefer not to share what I feel about that because we're not in a society where we can say what we feel freely without consequence. And while everybody's entitled to their opinion, I don't feel like dealing with the consequence of my own thoughts. So I will not share.
In a move of solidarity, I will also not share because I don't want to be like, well, this is my opinion, so this must be her opinion kind of thing.
No, it's not that. But I will say I do believe everybody does deserve some form of respect, whether I choose to agree with their lifestyle or not. That's as far as I'm willing to go with that, to be honest with you.
Fair enough. Well, I can't say that because that's a little too general, a little too shallow of a thought. But I guess if they're not hurting,
That's that bullshit I don't agree with.
fair.
That's that bullshit I don't agree with. I don't believe if it's not hurting anybody, it's fine. No, I don't believe that. Because that's how we got where we are now. I don't believe. You're free to believe it. You're free to, but
I mean, I don't know how to say. I don't really have a strong opinion on it. They're just kind of doing their own thing. As long as they're not coming up to bother me.
Yeah, we have two separate opinions. And that's fine. You can have I know where you stand on the topic, but we have two separate opinions.
I mean, it's no different than...
And I think that's just because of the household I was raised in.
I guess that's fair. Because, I mean, Donnie did drag. He still does drag on the rare occasion.
And I will support
So I
Donnie.
I never really thought anything weird of it.
I support Donnie doing drag. I have no problem with drag. No problem with that at all. That's just a man who likes to dress up as a woman.
Now, I'm not saying that it's a mental illness. If I identify as a penguin, I'm not a penguin. I mean, no, you're not.
Sorry, I'm trying not to giggle. I wouldn't go so far as to say mental illness, but I do think it's interesting that people get offended when you say mental illness, but they will say they have gender dysphoria, which is mental illness. But that's all. I'm just making that correlation.
No, I'm
making that correlation.
That is completely
you
fair.
You can't say you're trans because you feel like you have gender dysphoria.
That is completely
and gender dysphoria is a mental.
But in the same way of like, well, to treat a mental illness, you would go to therapy. Wouldn't gender reaffirming care be considered a treatment to that?
I think that's putting a band-aid on a gunshot.
I guess that's fair, but then
because instead of addressing why you feel that way, you're just going to go with how you feel instead. It's not addressing why you feel that way. What made you come to this conclusion? I feel like if you had those conversations, then my opinion would change a little bit. But we're kind of just, it's basically like giving sugar to a diabetic because they're diabetic. See what I'm saying? Or like giving crack to a crackhead because it helps the crackhead. Why are you a crackhead? Why do you feel you need this? What got you down to this point in your life? How was your life going before you started this path? Let's talk deeper about that. But as far as how I personally feel, like I said, I'm gonna put a pin in it because, like I said, what I feel is not considered politically correct. I do respect all people. You're a person. You have rights and liberties, and you have the right to be respected. But at the same time, there are certain things that I just refuse to agree with. That's all. I know your stance on it. I'll never disrespect a trans person, but like I told you, there are some things that trans people do that I find disrespectful to biological women, and nobody seems to care because they're trans. And it's like they're magical unicorns or something and can't be debated against because they're magical unicorns.
Yeah, I guess that is a good point to that extent.
Yeah.
But okay, I'm an adult. I identify as a 7-year-old, so if I get with a 7-year-old, that's fine because I identify as one.
Oh my fucking god! I know what type of person you are. I feel like I would have a ball of a conversation with this person, but I don't think we need to continue that conversation further.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we should continue that conversation further. But you are entitled to your opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Just certain platforms, I would not display that opinion too loudly because of the ramifications, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know you don't find that funny, but he's kind of a smart ass and I kind of think it's funny.
I mean,
He's kind of a smart ass and I think it's kind of funny. I know that's fucked up. Because threatening violence against somebody is not right. But shit, I'm a horrible person. You should never threaten violence against somebody. I do agree about
I will agree
about the bathroom situation. That, you know, that's a whole nother argument for another day.
I mean, South Park
But
made this joke already.
you should never threaten violence against somebody, unfortunately.
South Park already kind of made this joke of like Brock
I
Lesnar.
didn't see that episode.
Brock Lesnar, that's who it is, right? It's like a wrestler or some like super jacked like steroid man is like, I'm a woman, yeah, and he's doing like a woman's competition.
Oh, you know what? I think
It
I think they might have been making fun of a video that came out of New York from a bodega, because there was a I'll be polite. There was a transgender female, a man that transitioned to a female, but physiologically and phenotypically, you could tell that they were a male originally. You could tell that they were born male. Like they had the facial hair, muscular build. It literally just looked like a very muscular bodybuilder in a wig and a dress. But he identified as male, and unfortunately, they kept calling him sir. And he got very aggressive and loud and violent in the bodega because they kept addressing him as sir.
I think it was more along the lines of like trans people taking part in women's sports and then the whole situation. It's the whole can of worms of that.
That's a
which
whole
it's
nother
like
debate.
I'm gonna be real with you, it's like 0.3% of the whole thing. So I feel like that's kind of a weird thing for that. There's like I think there's like 3
Because
trans athletes.
when you make the argument of they should have their own league, which I do think they should have their own league, but then there's not enough
people
for
to
a
do it.
league.
So
You're still excluding.
So your thing is you either put them against their original gender, which they're not going to be able to compete with their original gender because
I don't know.
they're not going to be as strong as.
I don't
So
know.
like a male to female is taking estrogen and is not going to have as much testosterone, which is going to lead to less muscle growth, so they're not going to be able to promote, and they're not going to be able to compete on a regular level of a regular man.
But with that same argument, because they're taking the hormones to transition,
It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't, because they don't really have an option.
You still are at an advantage because a female doesn't have the hormones that your body is naturally still producing, and you know it's still the same. It's playing devil's advocate, but you're damned if you do and you're damned
Exactly,
if you don't.
because there's not really an easy answer to it.
Unfortunately, the only solution is giving them their own league for everybody to be happy. That is the only solution.
It is.
But there's not enough trans people to have their own league.
Right.
It's just not. It's not there.
Right. I mean, don't get me.
But yeah, I mean,
don't get me wrong. There are. It's like you said, how trans people are like, well, we can't do no wrong. There was a trans person recently that got arrested because they did something wrong.
I didn't say that they can't be arrested. What I'm saying
is they had that argument of like the whole argument of, oh, well, you can't be mean to us, we're trans, and it kind of circles back to that whole bathroom situation.
And you know what? I made that argument, but so it's kind of the same thing with the Black community. So just because there's a minority that's louder than the majority and more socially prevalent, that doesn't mean that's how the majority is. So like, you know how they have like Black people on the internet that just act loud, common, and ignorant?
Yeah.
Not all Black people act like that.
No, of course
so I
not.
have to give that same grace to trans people too. Not all trans people are entitled and feel like I have to kiss the ground that they walk on,
right,
or I have to walk on eggshells around them. Some people just want to live their life and mind their business and eat their fucking food.
Pretty much. I mean,
and that I have, because I have no problem with, because they understand, okay, I am a biological man who transitioned to a woman. I am in no mean shape or form the same as a biological woman. I am a trans woman,
right,
but that is okay.
Right.
I'm a different category of woman, but that's okay. I won't sit here and try to pretend that I am the same as a biological. That's where my problem goes in. You can be a trans woman, but to say you are just a woman, no. It's two separate things for me.
No,
I can respect your trans.
That is completely fair.
I can respect your trans, but do not compare yourself to me. Then you're blurring lines. And I don't live in fantasy. I live in reality.
That is completely fair. And I guess I'm coming from a more, I guess, progressive standpoint, because like I went to UNO. That was progressive college to an extent, and I was part of the anime club. The anime club essentially went hand in hand with the Unity Club, because a lot of our members were either LGBT or they had some friends who were LGBT. So I've met like a handful of trans people, and everyone I've met seemed,
I'm not saying
like I never had an issue with anybody.
No, I understand that. I'm not saying like it's the majority of trans people who are like that. Like I said, there's just a loud minority on social media that do that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Just like in my community, there's a loud minority of ignorant Black people, and unfortunately, we as a whole get the short end of the stick and get lumped in. There are some of us who just want to live our lives, raise our kids, eat our food, and mind our fucking business. So, I mean, it's the same thing with the trans people.
Exactly.
I have no problem with that.
I feel the problem of it is those people do want to just live their life, do their own thing, not bother anybody.
Yeah.
But they're kind of like a target. They're an easy. What's the?
I don't think so, because look at Jasmine. Look at your brother's roommate. I have no problem with Jasmine, because she's not. Even with Donnie doing drag, you're not overtly in my face with it. You're not trying to push something onto me that I'm not comfortable with agreeing.
Yeah,
you just want to live your life as a normal person,
but
and that's fine.
Okay, so yes, that's exactly fine. That's exactly what their situation is. When I say target, I mean, how to say this without it making it, they're a political target. Does that make sense? They're an easy they're an easy low hanging fruit. to
Oh,
aim
for
at.
conservatives.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
It's drag. How dare these drag queens read to my children at a book reading?
Oh, see, now I gotta draw the line in the sand because I don't feel like children should be exposed to that. I don't. When you're older,
I mean, a drag queen that's dressed up and reading like a children's book. They're not reading like a drag queen book. They're just reading like The Hungry Caterpillar.
I believe there are certain.
I don't see that as any different than, say, a woman dressed
and I guess we have to talk about this sometime off camera, but I do believe that there are things that children just should not be exposed to. I'm not saying like they're doing something inappropriate or they're doing something bad, but just certain things you don't expose your children to. Like, case in point, like when we were joking about occult stuff. I love occult stuff. I will not expose our child to it because there are just some things kids do not need to be exposed to at certain ages. Now, when they're older and they have the ability to articulate curiosity about it, we can have those conversations.
Okay.
But I'm not going to actively put my child in a situation that I feel like is just not developmentally appropriate for them at an age.
So,
I cannot do that.
So my feelings on that is, and this I guess is a very shallow feeling of it, it would be no different than playing dress up or someone wearing a costume.
It's not.
That's like I understand, and the reason behind it, I understand from your point of view.
Well, the reason why is because that causes, for me, it causes confusion between dress up, because unfortunately drag is not just dress up. It is not, unfortunately. I don't have a problem with, people who do drag. I don't think children should be dealing with, like, just like how children shouldn't have sex ed until a certain age, there are certain things children just shouldn't be exposed to until a certain age. Like, case in point, as much as I love your brother, our child will not be going to a drag show. I would prefer not to.
I'm not taking my kid to a drag show.
Oh, why do you have that stance?
Because a drag show isn't meant for little children.
Okay, so...
But children's book reading...
But... I've seen Donnie's drag shows. They're not inappropriate.
No, they're not.
They're not inappropriate.
No.
So why wouldn't you take them? Why do you feel like you don't need to take them to Donnie's?
Because Donnie's are not appropriate for children. But a children's book reading is appropriate.
I've seen Donnie's drag shows. They don't strip. They don't show any hoo-has or nanas. It's just them lip syncing and drag.
Okay, well then I guess the logic is I don't think a kid would be all that entertained by going to a drag show.
Entertained?
That's why you bring a child to a kid's book reading. Because somebody is reading the book and they're doing the silly little voices, and it's usually at like a public library.
I guess that's just something we have to disagree on, I guess.
It would be the same thing as if...
So it's not what they're doing for the kid that's a problem. It's how they're doing it for me. If you want to read to kids, why do you need drag to do it? Why do you need to bring that element?
Well, they don't need to, but they want to add it to, because that makes them, I guess, who they are. It's the same thing of like, have you ever seen the Bob's Burger episode of like Linda goes to read books to kids?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, the usual guy who does it is a wizard and he does the voices and he's like, oh, I'm a wizard. Ho,
Okay,
ho, ho.
but that's an appropriate children's character.
Okay. And
when
what's
is the drag character an appropriate character for
Well, the thing about drag is it's not so much, oh, I'm just dressing up as a woman. It could be someone dressed up as a princess to read a fantasy book.
But unfortunately, that's never.
Or a queen. That's literally what they call themselves, as a queen.
Yeah, they call themselves queens, but then you cause confusion and questions as to, well, why is a man a queen? I thought only ladies could be queens.
Because he's
and then those are conversations that I feel like
because they are playing dress up. Just like if you wanted to play dress up, what, you wouldn't be okay if our kid wanted to play dress up and it's like, oh, I'm gonna be
I have no problem with our child playing dress up. So I'm gonna tell you the same thing that I used to do when I was at when I used to work at daycares, right? So if I had a little boy who wanted to dress up as a little girl, I don't cause attention to it. I don't bring attention to it. I don't ask them, oh, what made you choose that? Or, are you sure you want to dress as something? I don't bring attention to it. Because for them, it is just play and it's nothing else. And that's all it needs to be. But unfortunately, for adults, it's something else. It's something more. And while I understand that you're just seeing a person reading a story to a child in a character's outfit, because it is a male dressed as a female reading to children, that causes confusion. It does.
So
let me be more specific.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it causes confusion because you then gotta ask, well, how come a lady couldn't dress up as a princess and read our story? Why did you need to dress up as a girl? Do I need to dress up as a girl to tell a girl's story? You see?
So I feel like at the end of that then opens the can of worms of like, well,
I'm not saying at no point will I ever like take our kid to Donnie's show.
You kind of have to.
But I feel like there's a certain age where that's appropriate.
That is fair. There is a certain age where that's appropriate.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, in my opinion, it would be no different as someone playing dress up, and then you explain to them in a simple version right now, if they, to kind of get them to understand, oh, they're just playing dress up.
But I feel like
because they felt like they wanted.
Why would I expose my child to be put in that situation where I need to explain? Why would I put my child in that situation to make somebody else comfortable when I can just not expose my child to it?
I guess that is also fair. You could also not expose your
like
child to
I
it.
understand like it's not hurting anybody, but at the same time, I am a very firm advocate because I work with children young. There are just certain things you don't expose children to. It's not about being mean. It's not about being ugly. There are just certain doors that you don't need to open with a 3, 4, 5, or 6-year-old. You don't need to open it. You can open it when they're older and their brains are a little bit more developed and they have their own thoughts and opinions and minds and they want to ask those questions. Fine, sure. But certain things you just don't open up to an innocent mind because it's too early. I'm not saying they're never going to be exposed to a trans person. They're never going to see a person in drag. Just, you're not going to see it while you're little because I'm in control of what you have access to.
No, and that's
when you're little.
That's completely fair.
Yeah.
That is completely fair.
Yeah. And I feel like before we got pregnant, I should have had that conversation with you. But we don't go to Donnie's shows like that, so I didn't think it would really be like an issue. I don't want to bring them to Donnie's shows.
I don't personally want to bring them to Donnie's shows because I don't personally think it would be I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think they'd really want to go and sit and watch that go on.
I don't think it's about whether they want to watch it or not. Again, it's just opening a door to something, you know? Like, case in point, if I never expose our child to it, right? And they're like 13 years old and they have questions and I answer these questions. And based on how I answer these questions, they dove into it even more. And then like, let's say a year or two later, Mom, I think I'm gay. You know what? I did not expose this to you when you were younger. This is a conclusion you came to. I'm still not 100% sure if you understand this concept, but we can explore it together. And that's as far as I'm willing to take that. I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'm not going to say you're right. We will explore it because I'm not 100% sure this is what you think it is. But I will not deter you from exploring the option, but we will explore it together. If our child ever said that.
Okay.
That's just how I feel about it. But as far as exposing a child, I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like a lot of people expose children to it when they're so young, and because children are sponges and children are people pleasers. That is one thing I have learned about children. The younger they are, they love attention and they love to appease adults who love them. So if you put into their head, you've been trans since you were 2, what you think gonna happen?
That's like the girl who, her family.
Now, had that baby never been exposed to that, and that baby came to that conclusion herself later in life, you know what? I have no opinion. That's that baby's conclusion, and that baby needs to explore that with her parents.
Well, by that logic, it would be the same. So the example I was going to use was a little girl was raised, and the whole family spoke with a Irish accent only around the little girl. Didn't naturally have the accent, and just spoke with the accent around the little girl. The little girl ended up picking up said accent.
Right. Because that's what she's around, that's what she's exposed to, and because children are sponges and pick things up,
that information,
and they want to please and be like the people they are trying to please, that happens. That's why I'm saying.
But also by the thing of when they're old enough and they go, "Mom, I think I'm gay."
Right, that's something different. Then we have those conversations as parents and we explore those options. Will I sit there and say, no, I think you're wrong, like I really think? No. But I'm not going to deter you from coming to an answer yourself. Now, after we explore it and you still feel that way after a few years, I accept you. You're gay.
Okay.
That's just what you are.
Okay.
That's fine. But I don't believe in putting certain ideas in children's heads too early. Let them be themselves.
That's fair. That is fair.
Yeah.
No, that is fair.
Yeah. That's my whole problem with exposing children to drag or exposing children to transgenderism at early ages. You're not giving them a chance to be themselves. If my mommy and daddy like doing this or like going to this and like seeing this, what do you think's gonna happen? You're not giving them a chance to see themselves. And then the other thing is, childhood is short enough without having to worry about all the bullshit and politics and political correctness of the world. Why would I expose that ugliness to my kid that early? They're gonna find out about it as soon as they hit middle school and high school. Because then it's really out of our control at that point. We have some liberties still, but it's out of our control at that point. Like I said, our parenting styles might just be a little different because a lot of Black households are more conservative. But I'm not so conservative that I won't say you don't have the right to explore an option, to come to a conclusion for yourself. Now, whether I agree or disagree with that conclusion is between me and the Lord. That's still your conclusion.
No, that's fair.
Like, that's just like my mom. She told me herself, if I ever came out gay, JC, I love you. You're my daughter. I'll do anything in this world for you, but you can't bring it into my house, and I don't accept it. So, like, case in point, instead of having a husband, if you were my wife, I couldn't bring you to my mom's house. But she would still love me and respect me. I just couldn't bring my lifestyle to her.
And I guess
And that's where she's willing to meet me, and I think that's fair.
And I guess to be fair, I was in a similar situation because I didn't really think about. Well, my mom just straight up told me, "Yeah, Donnie's gay. He likes men." When I was maybe like 10 or 11, and I always kind of knew, and I was like, "Nothing wrong with that."
I clocked Donnie was gay when I first met him.
Yeah, because he never had a. Well, he had Elizabeth, but that was before when I was little.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things of like, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I don't see him any different or any lesser.
At the end of the day, in my opinion, and this could just be the religious nut talking in me, your choices are between you and the Lord. Your sins are between you and the Lord, just like my sins are between me and the Lord. So whether I agree with their lifestyle or not for religious reasons or whatever reasons, okay, I don't agree with your religion. That doesn't mean I'm gonna like throw the F-bomb at you every time I see you or disrespect you. I just don't agree with your lifestyle choices. Your brother's still a good person.
Yeah.
I like your brother. I just, I don't agree with his lifestyle choices
No,
for religious reasons. And I've actually had that
fair.
conversation with Donnie. He respects it because I respect his lifestyle.
Yeah. That's the whole thing, is it's a matter of respect.
But not everybody's like that. Not everybody has that rationality, unfortunately.
No, that is fair, but I feel like that's one of the leading things of it, is it's a situation of respect. And it's the fact that they want to be able to feel safe in their own space.
But you got to be careful with that word respect, because a lot of people think the word respect just means accept. And accept it on my terms. People respect things in different ways. Like, I can accept the fact that, like, your brother's gay, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if your brother were to ever, like, have a partner, I sometimes wonder why he doesn't. But that's a whole nother story.
From what he's told me, he just doesn't.
I sometimes wonder why he doesn't. But if he had a partner and he brought our partner around the child, I would have that conversation. Look, I understand you're grown. You're old enough to be my damn daddy. But I would really respect it if you could just tone down the PDA in front of our kid. That's all I ask. I'm not saying y'all gotta be 10 feet apart. I'm not saying y'all gotta not acknowledge each other when y'all are in the room. But if my parents aren't tonguing each other down in front of my kid, please do that.
Well, I expect that out of any couple.
I understand that, but for some people, you gotta articulate that.
It is 10 o'clock. We are with time. We got lost in the sauce. Everyone, we're gonna be stopping here for tonight. This kind of, I originally thought I thought I was just gonna play a bunch of Marvel Rivals and just kind of chill. We ended up having a lot of
oh shit, my mom called me too.
Yeah, we had a lot of.
We got too deep in the conversation.
Yeah, we had political, we had theological. No, not theological.
No, we didn't go into religion today.
Philosophical. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, because of the AI conversation.
Yeah, we had a lot of conversations, and that is my mother calling twice back to back.
Yeah, because she's probably wondering what the hell we
we're
are.
coming right now. I didn't realize what time it was. Sorry, I'm coming right now. All right, I'll be there soon. All right, so we are going to end off for tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I hope y'all had a lot of fun. This kind of took a turn I didn't expect. I'm going to be honest with you, because I was just thinking we were going to sit here and play video games. And we had some interesting and serious conversations. Probably conversations we were going to need to have eventually. But,
yeah, some of them we do need to have. I should have thought of that.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know when their next stream's going to be. I'm going to be 100% honest. Maybe sometime this week, maybe not. We'll see. Getting a little hectic because we're in that weird window where we're about to do this big move that I've talked about previously. So stay tuned. We'll try to keep y'all posted. We'll be live as usual on all the socials as I can. And thank you to the people who did stuff for us tonight. We got 3 followers over on TikTok. We got a follow over on Twitch from Rhinor. I think we got 2 follows. We got a follow and we got a subscriber over on YouTube. So we got it. Everybody grew a little bit today. Got a whole bunch of little growths.
Congratulations. Does it go to you or does it go to them?
The bits and any kind of donation stuff I get go to me.
Congratulations for everybody. Yay!
And we're slowly getting closer to the TikTok goal. I mean, we're at 114 out of 200. So we're getting there.
I follow you on TikTok, babe.
You do.
I gotta follow you.
It's a fun time. I post random clips and sometimes you're in them. Or sometimes I'm talking about you in them. I feel like there is one where you were in the background talking, but I don't remember.
Probably, but like I said, I really try not to talk too much in your streams.
You should. I actually really enjoyed this.
Yeah, you didn't play a fucking game.
We stopped playing because the conversation got a little too deep, but I do like having you here. It's fun to just sit here and chat with you.
I'll come every now and again.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe I'll play a game. I'll play some games that you want to see me play, or we could find some games that we both want to play.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know about games. I don't have the dexterity you do for PC games. I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't. You know what? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got 2 controllers. I keep an extra controller just in case.
Yeah, because Jesus. Oh, my typing class was a struggle.
Oh no, baby, I wouldn't.
God,
do
my
that. I wouldn't do
typing
that
class
to
was
you.
a
We'd be
struggle.
playing on controller if we play something together.
Okay, cool.
Because there's a bunch of like there's Switch games we could play together that I think you'd have fun with. Or there's like we could play like Mario Kart together or something silly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mario Kart.
No, but I can get it.
Oh.
I mean, I plan to get the Switch too sooner or later, whenever money.
Yeah, we gotta make good financial decisions. We can't make bad ones. That's the only reason why I haven't gotten it for you yet. What are you looking at?
Want to meet up? Mario Kart and chill? Nope. Nope. And with that, we will be stopping here tonight. Play Split Fiction. Actually, that could be something fun.
What's Split Fiction?
Split Fiction, well, for Divided Focus. Split Fiction is a game where you're playing as 2 different characters, and you have a bunch of little.
Greedy said, "Why the fuck?" Greedy said, "Why the fuck not?"
Because I got a wife. We ain't doing no kind of end chill of any kind.
Oh, it said "and chill."
And the only end chill I'm doing is with my lovely wife right here. Now we could play Mario Kart. Just no chill. Only rage.
So loyal.
Oh, but to answer your question, Split Fiction is an interesting game I've heard about. It's essentially 2 people playing and doing different puzzles and playing through a story at the same time. So
That actually sounds pretty.
it does like a split screen thing, kind of like an old fashioned 2-player game. There's another game that's called It Takes Two that I thought about offering to play with you. But I feel like the topic's kind of weird. It's essentially 2 parents who are going through a divorce, learning how to accept each other as people.
Oh, so like my parents.
Kinda. It's
My childhood. Yay.
It's essentially, as a very general breakdown of it, it's 2 people get turned into dolls because their child is upset about the divorce, and they're kind of slowly working together to try to get back to normal.
I can't remember how I took my parents' divorce. I think I was too little to comprehend it.
So that is another game we could take a look at. I played it once before, but I never really got too deep into it.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Yeah, we could look into it. But all right, so we're going to be heading out. Thank you all so much. You've been a wonderful audience. Stay safe, stay spooky, and without further ado, peace out. Come on, turn on.